Hi, I'm Gavin Cash, and I play Clint Brazos, a scion of the Morrigan.
Hello, I'm Sticker, and I play Coda Massaquoi, the scion of the steppe.
Hey there, I'm Gary, and I play Oliver Bright, the scion of Ogma.
Hello everyone, I'm Termite and I play Gwendolyn Chambers, the rogue scion of hell.
And I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I'll be your storyteller for the evening. Good evening, players.
Good
Hello.
evening.
Where last we left off, you all had followed the Rainbow Bridge, the Bifrost, out of Asgard, and found yourself standing before a beautiful yellow gold building in what you quickly determined was Japan based on the architecture. You met with a wizened but sad old man from the Amatsukami. Izanagi gave you the task of descending into Yomi, the Japanese underworld, to pursue a blade left behind by his son. He gave you no real indications of where it could be found or what you might find there, only that you would have to find a way to descend into the underworld and retrieve it. And in so doing, you would fulfill your labor to the Amatsukami. Before you had the opportunity to press him for any further information, he disappeared into the crowd. It was like you blinked and he was gone. You now find yourself standing before this golden building. What would you like to do?
Well, looking at this building, we know it's golden, and do we know what it is? What were we told it's like a temple, or what is this building?
Would you like to make a roll and see if you can figure it out?
Sure.
Okay, how exactly are you going to try to figure it out? Are you just going to make like a general knowledge check and see if you recognize it, or are you going to like do something specific?
Probably just a general knowledge check to see if like I recognize it just by looking at it.
Intelligence and academics, please.
Yippee! I'm good at these.
Don't get to make these rolls very often, huh?
No. That is 1, 2. Wow. 3, but then with epic intelligence, 6.
Okay. It takes you a moment, before you realize that you are standing in front of what is known, as the Deer Garden Temple, also known as the Temple of the Golden Pavilion. It is a fairly well-known place. It's considered one of the holiest places on Earth.
Right. So, this is a very special, very sacred place. So let's not muck it up. But also, we need to figure out a way to get down into the Japanese underworld. And this place might provide answers, or it might not. Again, let's not muck it.
It's gotta
Sure.
be in the basement.
The underworld?
I mean, yeah.
Should we take our shoes off?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too. I took my shoes
Okay.
off earlier and then I put them back on because you're still out here.
Worth noting that you guys are outside, opposite, like on the opposite side of the lake from the temple.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, do I take them off here? Do we wait until we're closer?
I think it would make sense to get closer, then take them off so that we're not walking with our bare feet on the ground.
That's true, because then she says is looking at Clint. She's like, that's true, because then we would get our socks dirty, and then we'd be walking inside with dirty socks, and that kind of defeats the purpose. Because then at that point, then our shoes are clean enough to walk inside, you know?
That's a real good point. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Yep. All right. We'll keep our shoes on until we get there. Got it.
Nice.
Okay. So is the plan is to go towards the temple?
Seems like it.
Yes.
I mean, just to check it out. If the underworld's in the basement, that's easy peasy.
I'm still not sure if that's quite the case, but it could not hurt to get closer to at least get a look at the thing, if we're even allowed to.
Yeah, no harm in checking it out.
Okay. Sure. So you all circle around the lake, and you find yourself. There are walls built around the area to keep random stragglers from just walking up. But you can tell that there is a gate. You can see like a stream of people, like walking up towards the temple. But it's through the gate, so you have to kind of circle around to get to the gate and then go in that way through the ticket booth.
Clint looks at the people in line for the ticket booth and going through the gate. Do they have shoes on?
Yes, because they're still outside.
All right. Checks off that box. Still keeping them on. Got it.
Yeah, Coda is gonna look to see if there's a price for this ticket booth.
I'm realizing that's an issue. We don't have any. Oh, what currency do they use here? Yen? We don't have that. We just have American dollars and European pounds.
It may also not be like money. It may be like. Never mind. I forget. This is regular people's walking around, correct? It's not like this is some, like the situation we just went to with like Asgard or whatever. This is just like a regular.
No, these
everyday
are just mortals. They're just
Okay.
people.
Oh, okay, cool. So then I retract that. Coda's gonna go. Yeah, we don't have yen, but they could probably still take it.
I don't know if that's how it works.
I mean, with a good smile, anything's possible.
This is true.
Oh.
From my knowledge, do I know if this is kind of like a touristy spot or not?
It is a touristy spot, yes.
Okay, then there's a chance they might take American money.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Y'all want me to go talk to them, see if I can't get our way in there?
Sure, but I'm going to walk with you. One, because I need to make sure you don't say anything that'll get us into trouble, and two, I don't think you speak the language, do you?
No, I don't. You're right on that. Yeah. Would you be able to translate for me?
I can.
All right. Yeah, let's go talk to them. Worst that happens, they tell us no, and we have to figure something else out, right?
Right.
So it's like a converter or something.
That, or at that point, it might just be smarter to go to a library and see what kind of lore we can find out.
Libraries.
Libraries are great.
I know.
Yeah, you got free books. They even got audio books there, too.
Yeah, but we're in Japan. We're in Japan, and the first place we're gonna go to is a library.
I'd love to see what Japanese libraries are like compared to ours. Sounds
Okay.
fun.
I thought the first place we were going was this here temple.
That's
Well,
true.
this is if we can't get through with our current money.
Oh, right. Okay.
Let's just see
Yeah,
how it
let's
goes.
go.
All right.
Okay. With Clint's dots in all of the social things and Oliver to translate, you guys managed to get in no problem. They are a little weirded out by the fact that you're trying to give them American money. Eventually, the man who's working the ticket booth just sort of like pushes the money back into your head and waves you through and gives you the look like you're just dumb fucking tourists.
Oh,
That
thank you
conversation's
very much.
making me start to think that we didn't actually have to pay to get in here.
No, they wanted you to pay, but you didn't have the right
okay.
kind of money. and he had no way of knowing what the conversion rate was going to be or what change he was going to owe you. So he was just sort of like, just go.
Okay.
You know, thinking on it, they really ought to add some sort of currency conversion spot in Asgard. Since we keep having to pass through there in the Bifrost.
You know,
Make it
they
easy.
might already have one of those, but we didn't bother checking that out, so I think that's on us.
I love that the words are, we keep having to pass through there. You've been there once, Clint.
I mean, look, once is enough.
Oliver and Coda have been a couple of times.
Once is enough to understand that this situation would be better suited if we had, taken the time to convert our currency.
I mean, he's got a
Oliver,
Mhm.
because you're the brains of the operation,
Mhm.
please roll me intelligence and occult.
You got it. Where's Michael? There it is. Uh, 2 plus 3 epic, 5.
Do either Clint or Coda, do either of you have oh goodness, what's the travel purview? Purview.
Ooh, it's got a fancy name.
Psychopomp?
Psychopomp.
Yeah.
Do
I
either
do
of you
not
have
have
that?
No,
You
I
do
do
not.
have death senses.
No, I
Let's-
don't have it, but Mr. Cat does.
That is true. Okay. Well, Oliver,
Mhm.
getting to the underworld 90% of the time, you're pretty sure isn't just a find the right doorway kind of thing. It's unlikely to be in the basement.
Figures much.
This is specialized information. So unless you're, gonna run into a random scion here who has been before, or a god who is feeling generous, or, some sort of magical creature who happens to have that sort of information, this is mostly probably just going to be a really cool tourist spot.
Gotcha. So, good news and bad news now that we are actually inside the place. The good news is we're in a pretty cool, culturally significant landmark that we can check out and enjoy. The bad news is we are probably not going to reach the underworld from here.
Well, I don't think that sword's going anywhere, so yeah, let's take a moment to look around.
This is a holy place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very holy.
Maybe there's stories about, afterworld and stuff, lore and such around here. So, I don't know, maybe there's, carvings in wood blocks or, paintings or pottery or whatever that would, I don't know.
Maybe.
dictate.
We can look around and see if there's any clues, but it's
And a
It's more of a-
library, I guess.
and the library is probably gonna be our best bet because this place is more of a temple or shrine rather than a museum.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, but it's not like we can't just have a look around, be respectful, like.
We can. It's just I don't think we want to have the gods wait too long on us.
You're alright.
It's an afternoon to go through it. It's not even an afternoon. It'll take us an hour or so. It'll be fine.
We don't know that for sure. When we went to the other place, we were there for an entire day.
But this is Earth. It's normal time here.
Oh, you mean the temple itself? I thought you meant
Yeah.
when we get to the underworld.
No, I'm saying while we're here, let's take our time, be respectful, check out what's around, and then we can go to the library or whatever.
Oliver,
Mhm.
I have a question.
Yes.
What are you doing with Brom?
I'm right now I've been assuming he's still just kind of like hanging out on my shoulder, but if he's getting up to no good, then I might need to do something about that.
It's more that I need to know how you are getting him past all of these people with nobody noticing.
Okay.
I may not necessarily see him as a dragon, but it's unlikely they're not going to see him at all.
If only we had a shovel and a marker.
I don't think that would help. Do I have any way of knowing like what they do see him as?
Nope. You have legend. You know that you don't see things the way normal people do.
Do either of you have a pair of sunglasses by chance?
Yes.
Not on me.
I'm going to need those.
Always to cover the eyes. Yeah, but I'm gonna need them back or a replacement.
I'll give you them back eventually. I just need them to. I'm gonna need to explain the dragon somehow, and I don't know what he looks like to other people. So whatever he is, he's my seeing eye something.
Oh, I've done that before too. Sorry. Okay, here you go. And she'll pass them over.
You've done that before?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, don't
With
you know great
Pele?
minds think alike?
Thank you, Clint.
Yeah.
And maybe with Pele, but also just in general. It's fine. We don't need to talk about this, really.
I would never be caught dead in those awful sunglasses.
You're not in the sunglasses. I wore them.
My
maybe...
point is that you were implying that I was, and I would never.
No, I mean, like, you were like my seeing eye cat, and I had the glasses on.
They're awful glasses.
They're amazing glasses, and they do the job.
They're awful glasses, but, what exactly are we doing here?
Oh, we're looking for at this point, she is saying this part in her head. The first section of that argument or that conversation, she was saying out loud, but this part now she's saying in her head to him, and she's like, "Oh, we're gonna be looking for the underground for or the
Underworld
for Japan or Japanese." But we're not but I think we're just walking through here first, and then we're going to. I'm honestly not sure, to be honest.
Does she usually get this quiet out of nowhere?
She's probably talking to the cat.
Oh, okay.
Pele, not the cat, Mr. B.
Pele.
Thank you.
You can call me Tiny God.
He says you could call him Tiny God.
I'm sure I could.
He flicks his tail in a telltale sign of annoyance.
Can you?
Oh, look, he's happy.
Pele, can you sniff out the? That was rude. I'm sorry. Pele, could you sense out underworld and stuff?
In theory, if we were close to an entrance.
And how do you usually know when we're near an entrance? You just
I could feel it.
Wow.
But you have to understand that there are different types of entrances.
Well, please educate me, Tiny God. Now at this point she is talking out loud. Wow.
That's better if you have treats.
Well, obviously I have treats. And she's gonna dig and beg and go, we got crunchy bits, we got, tuna, and we got, that's chicken.
He, walks around you for a moment, like he's sizing you up, and then he does this thing that probably drives you a little bit crazy because he never really warns you. Where he kind of jumps at you and then proceeds to climb up the back of your pant leg and up onto your shoulder.
Oh my god.
Thankfully, you are a scion, so you are made of tough stuff now, so it doesn't hurt the way it used to. It's mostly just annoying.
This is true.
Different underworlds have different methods of getting there. Some places have set entrances that you can find. Some places you can travel via a ritual performed by the right type of people. Sometimes you can get there on specific days of the year. It depends. I don't know much about the Japanese underworld. I would suggest talking to somebody who might be a little bit more familiar with their pantheon. Not a mortal, probably.
Sick. All right. Here's your treats. She'll just take like a medley of them and offer them to Pele, and then she'll look to the group while I'm assuming we're like walking and looking and whatever. And she's gonna go, so Pele says essentially to get into, the places that we're looking for. She's like, or not whatever. There's entrances, there's like set entrances some places. Some places you can only get there like on certain days of the year, and some of them are rituals. So I guess the only way we'll really know is we talk to someone who knows more about, well, about the Pantheon.
So we need to find someone who's not immortal to give us this kind of information.
Yeah.
How are we going to go about that?
I'll text Mom real quick.
Okay. You do that. In the meantime, we will try to think of other plan Bs.
You could always call her Coda.
Call who?
She's not Japanese, but the Japanese and the Chinese have never... They don't always get along, which means that they tend to know the most about each other.
Well, yeah, but she could be busy, so I don't want to like interrupt her or something.
What's going on?
Huh?
You're scions. You're always busy. You should call.
She's gonna be looking between Oliver and Pele, and then looking between the two of them, looking very panicked, and she's gonna be like, Pele says I should call Net and see if she knows anything about.
Oh, that's a great idea. She might know something.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. She might know something. Sorry, that was really rude.
It was.
I'm sorry, Mr. B.
She's been at this a lot longer than you have, and even if she doesn't know, she might be able to point you to somebody who does.
Okay, Pele. All right, and Mr. B and Clint or whoever. Okay, I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call.
Oh yeah, you go ahead.
Clint, are you still writing that text?
Yeah, I mean, I try and be respectful whenever I'm writing to Mom. I don't want to leave, a bad impression. And he's still tapping away.
Gonna lean over. You misspelled underworld.
I thought, okay, yeah. How do you spell it again?
Well, there's only one U for one.
Oh, so that's supposed to be an O on the second one?
Yeah,
Okay,
and the third one.
Wait. There's a third O?
No. You just have a third U in there that you don't need.
Oh, okay. All right, is that better?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hit send now. Okay.
You also misspelled temple, though.
Why didn't you tell me before I hit the button?
Well, I was trying to, but you hit it too quickly.
Well, I even asked, does it look good? And you said, yeah.
Well, I thought we were just talking about the word underworld.
Oh. Well, I'll give you a little more time next time.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, she'll understand.
Mhm.
She's pretty smart.
If she doesn't respond, I'm sure it's not going to be because you misspelled the word temple.
I'm just imagining him spelling it temple now.
All right. Well, we'll see if she responds at all. I'll turn the sound on for this thing.
Okay. Just pat him on the shoulder.
All right. Clint sends off his text message. Coda, are you going to make the call?
She is. This whole time while they've been talking, she's kind of just been staring at her phone, like, intently, like...
Could we do it here in the middle of
Pele-
the temple,
Pele
or go
is, like-
somewhere better?
Pele is like looking down at the screen and going, "You have to push the button to make the call, Coda."
And you have to clean your litter box, but I do that anyways. Okay.
That is not my job. That is your job.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not in the middle. Maybe I'll go stand outside. Yeah, I'll be outside.
Does Japan have IHOPs?
Coda,
They have to, right?
Sure.
perception awareness, please.
Perception awareness, yeah, sure. 1, 2, 3.
You know, I bet them they got some real good pancakes here. I've seen them like super fluffy, bouncy ones on YouTube.
Like from Japan?
Yeah, they're like little clouds that are like jiggly and wiggly.
Jiggly and wiggly, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, not 76 D10. Oh my goodness.
Do you
76.
watch a lot of YouTube there, Oliver?
No.
You really should. It's kind of sort of like, visiting places. Sometimes you can't always go there, but it's nice to check in with
That's
what's
pretty
going
good,
on.
Coda.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
It just seems like a distraction where I could be using that time to reading or working on my PhD or anything else really.
So, Coda, you're like stumbling over your words and being like, "I should go not in the middle of the crowd, blah, 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 blah." And you barely manage to yank your phone away before Pele can like reach down and hit it with his paw to start the call.
Ooh. She will look at him with actual fire in her eyes. Like, and she'll go, Pele?
He starts grooming his paw like he did nothing.
Alright, I'll be back, y'all.
Yep,
And-
no problem.
She'll stomp outside and make the phone call.
Okay.
You think they got that Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity here?
I don't know what that is.
Coda.
Mhm.
Do you dial?
Yeah.
All right. You step away from the crowd, tap the button. Are you putting it on speaker or are you putting it up to your ear?
Up to her ear.
All right. I had to know what the DC for Pele to be able to listen in was. It takes a couple of minutes of the phone ringing, and you're pretty sure it's about to go to voicemail when you hear like this like rustling and whooshing noise against your ear before you hear hello? Coda, are you okay?
She's silent for a bit.
Coda?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you? Hey, hi. It's
Oh.
nice to hear your voice.
Thank all of the gods. You know it's like 3 in the morning, right?
I don't actually. Sorry. Where are you? Sorry, I'm in Ice Brickland.
You're in Ice Brickland? What?
Iceland. It's brick cold here. No, actually no, I'm in Japan. Oh my god. Huh. we were in Iceland, but now we're in. We took Rainbow Road, and then we got to. It's nice to hear your voice.
you hopped on the Bifrost and ended up in Japan.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's like 3 a.m. here in the U.S. What can I do for you?
Wow, sorry, it's just really nice to hear your voice. Anyways, so we're looking for like the place that the underworld, you know, for we've been tasked to go to the underworld for Japan, and we kind of don't know where to start, and I figured it'd be helpful that maybe Snow, if you know anything.
So for one of your labors, you have to go to Yomi.
Yeah.
So you're in Japan, but you don't know what to do next.
Yeah, and I figured I'd ask you since you know so much and you're ever knowledgeable.
Okay. Well, I don't.
Do you know anyone?
What I remember from. So I've never been to Yomi, but my understanding from the stories is that they found out about the underworld when Izanagi died, and she ended up there, and Izanagi went in to get her, and he had to go into a cave somewhere. But he saw her, and she was all gross, and he freaked out, and he ran out again, and he rolled a boulder in front of the cave entrance. So, if you could find the original cave, that's an option. Usually, anyway. A lot of underworlds you can get there from, like, particularly important and meaningful places to the dead of a given culture. The Japanese are really big on their cemeteries. So you might be able to find a way in via, you know, like a tomb. Or if you find like a temple that's, you know, all dressed up for a funeral. Usually like rituals and stuff can get you places to the underworlds if they're the right ritual, but it either has to be a very particular mortal who has the like rank and standing to perform said ritual, and then you have to convince them to do it on somebody who's alive, which they usually get a little weirded out by. Or you find a scion of the given pantheon, and almost all of them can do it if they have the knowledge.
Yeah. But okay. Do you know any like scion personally, or?
I know one. I don't know where she is though. And death isn't really one of her things, so whether or not she'll know how to get you there is a toss up. If it were me, I'd head for one of those big one of the big graveyards.
Okay. Graveyards, caves, boulders, cemetery.
I'll send you a contact card for Yukiko though. She might at least be able to tell you where the cave is.
Yukiko. Cool. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Do me a favor, if you talk to Yukiko, don't mention me.
Don't mention you. Why?
Yeah, tell her Kareem gave you her number.
Why?
Just better if my name not come up. Okay, I'm going to bed now.
Oh,
We're back to bed. Bye.
wait, no,
She
wait,
hangs
before you
up.
go. Oh. Okay.
Pele just sort of looks from you to the phone, to you to the phone. Well, that could have gone worse, I suppose.
It could have. She's just kind of like hitting her head on the wall for a bit, and she goes, "Let's go back to the guys."
Your phone chimes as you are banging your head against the wall, and there is a contact number.
Cool. She'll look at it and then send like a smile and a thumbs up.
It's for Yukiko Kuramitsu.
Yukiko Kuramitsu. Cool.
The picture that is attached is of a decently attractive young woman with kind of a shaggy, it looks like she had a bob at one point, but she's let it grow out too much. So now it's just sort of a shaggy, like, shoulder-length cut. The bangs are dyed like an electric blue. And she's wearing looks like a black leather jacket.
Ooh-wee. Well, I can see. Let's go to the guys. Yeah. Coda's just gonna go
Alright.
to the guys and close the photo.
You find your way back to the boys.
I want to say, I'm staring at Clint's phone. I don't get the humor of this YouTube video, Clint.
Well, that's all right. You don't really have to get it, but here. So, you see, the guy spreads his legs just a little, and the ball goes right there on accident. It's just good timing, you know?
Uh-huh. And this is what YouTube's all about, just uploading these sorts of things?
Well, it's not all sports, but here, look. So this fella here speaks
Hey,
like,
everyone.
hey,
Coda, how'd it go?
Conversation went absolutely normal and cool and was hardly embarrassing.
I'm not gonna make anybody roll. Pele is shaking his head in a remarkably human fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but got tons of information. We're gonna want to look for important meeting places, cemeteries, tombs, funeral grounds, temples, things like that.
Tombs or
Tombs.
books.
I was about to
Alright.
point that out as well.
yeah, we are going to a library after all.
Oh, maybe if we already have some information on where to start, just these sorts of locations. Or is that
Yeah,
a take
and then-
pick and see what happens?
Kind of, but we want ones that are like really important to like a cause like that. So I would say we should probably look more towards cemeteries. Something else that Net brought up is this ancient, or there's like a legend, or it probably actually did happen now that things aren't really legends anymore. But somebody died, Izanagi died, and then she got put in a cave, or like she went into a cave or something, and then someone pushed a boulder in front of it because they got scared of how she looked, because she looked all kinds of like off. So we also may want to look for a boulder in a cave, or a cave being blocked by a boulder, but the boulder may not be there anymore. I'm not sure. Any of that ring a bell?
So just to clarify, we're looking for the cave, not so much the boulder.
You know, I don't
Probably.
know.
But
Okay.
it seems like we have a lot to sift through here.
Yes.
Well, sounds like
Alright.
we're gonna do walking.
And research.
That part sounds fun.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right.
Yep. All right, come on in.
Ian has been kind of perching up in the trees. And it was kind of one of those things that as you guys were walking, he would kind of, hop and fly over to the next tree and wait for you and watch.
He's a good bird.
Seems to be pointedly avoiding coming down to the same level that Pele is at.
That's fine. He can perch on my head if he has to. Come on, Ian. It's fine. He ain't gonna get you.
He could though, but he won't.
I mean, yeah, there's no need to, right? Clint looks directly at Pele. Come on, tiny god. You'll be nice to Ian and me, won't you?
You don't hear it, but Coda hears until I'm hungry.
He agrees immensely.
I thought so. I have a way with animals. They tend to be pretty nice to me as long as we're nice to them. Okay, so how do we start the research?
Well, I think the first step is to locate a library. Second step would be to go in. And the third step would be to begin researching.
All right, fair
Yay.
enough.
That's the spirit. I'm going to very jovially lead the way.
Okay. Oliver,
Mm-hmm.
how do you intend to get to where the nearest library is?
It's a great question. I think once we get... Are we like even near a city or anything? Or is this...
You're kind of in the middle of nowhere, my guy.
Okay, yeah, that makes things a bit more difficult. Yeah, I'll probably like walk our way out of the temple, look around. We are not that close to civilization, so getting to the library might be a bit tougher than I
So
thought.
it's not so much that you're far away from civilization, it's just that it's a bit of a hike to get into any of the like surrounding areas.
Gotcha.
So if you're willing to walk, you'll get there.
Could we call an Uber?
What?
Would calling an Uber work? They have Ubers in Japan, surely.
Yeah, they do, but can't we just walk there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
take a
mind
while.
taking a walk.
All
Yeah,
right.
you gotta build up your legs.
Yeah, I can carry you if I need to. I
You don't
mind.
need to carry me. I'm perfectly fine.
All right, if you say so, Mr. B.
Into such a sweet bean. Okay. All right. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit because otherwise we're gonna be at this all night. You all managed to make it to the closest library. It's not exactly a public library in the like anybody can just wander in off the street the way that they are in the US. But it's a very nice library, and you have multiple people with fairly high charisma and manipulation stat. So we could just sort of hand wave that the receptionist doesn't really argue with you.
Thank you for letting us in, ma'am.
You do have to like kind of manipulate things a little bit where you like drop the animals off outside of one of the windows and then like make your way inside and as sneakily as you can manage get the window open to let them in though.
All right.
So you are in a library in Kyoto. Oliver, what exactly are you planning to do here?
I'm going to basically do some research on this Japanese underworld, both like see if we can figure out anything what to expect down there and like ways and like stories that it's reached, if there are any I can find.
Okay.
Try to kind of
Alright.
like narrow down our options from what we've been told so far.
You're in a decidedly mortal library. So a lot of what you are gonna get are just the mortal retellings of the stories. So, you know that by their belief system, everything, be it human, animal, or object, or plant, has a spirit. So, in theory, what you should find when you get there are spirits of everything that has ever existed and been destroyed in Japan.
Okay.
You know that in the original story, Izanami died giving birth. And when her husband went into the underworld to find her, he went into a cave and he found her like half covered in maggots and rotting, but like still, because she's a god, she can't properly die. And he was so grossed out and she was so unclean that he turned and fled and sealed up the cave. And she became the mistress of the underworld. She took on all that the underworld is. It does, like, it's not going to give you like it's not a comprehensive guide on what you're going to find in the underworld, because from what you have found from going to Asgard a few times, the stories are vague at best when they're the mortal retellings. And are not, what you run into is not always what the stories say you're going to run into.
Gotcha. I guess, yeah, I'll probably flip through a few of these books. Not taking much time because speed reader. For just, Coda, are you sure Annette didn't give us anything more substantial to go off of rather than just go to certain places and hope for the best?
Well, yeah, she said about ceremonies. She told about cemeteries, tombs, temples. I mean, she also gave me a contact card for someone named Yukiko Kurimitsu, but, or Yukiko Kirimitsu, but, she said I can see if she'll pick up, I guess? Well, no, she said I just should have mentioned her. So we could also contact her.
That would have been something great to lead with. Because that sounds to me like someone who knows this pantheon and probably knows more than we do.
This is true. I apologize.
It is perfectly all right.
So, like, I guess I should call her too, right? Yeah.
You can give it a shot.
Coda will call her.
Okay. Again, takes a little bit. Eventually, actually, a male voice answers at first. And it's just like, hang on a second, this isn't my phone, but she's out in the water. Just give me a minute. And then, like, you hear the phone get sent down, and like this masculine voice calling for her. Eventually, you hear the phone get picked up, and you can hear waves in the background. Hello?
Hi, hello. You don't know me, but I kind of know who you are. And this isn't suspicious at all.
Good job, good opener.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm Coda, Massaquoi. I'm not sure if you heard of me. Probably not. This is really awkward. I'm doing, like, some tasks and stuff. And I guess I just need a little advice on your pantheon, I guess.
Great work, keep it up.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. Are you gonna be more specific?
I'm really sorry. I just don't know if there's, like, some things we can or can't say over the phone. I'm like a new scion. I'm sorry. I'm pretty new. Well, I'm not sorry. What the fuck am I saying? I'm sorry. Anyways, pretty much we're looking for the underworld, and we just need help. My band needs help figuring out where we should go next, because neither of us is from this pantheon, but we've been tasked to go there.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. That's no problem. Well, you've got a couple of options. If you get to a shrine and you can get the right kind of priest, Shinto or Buddhist, it doesn't super matter. They've just got to be able to perform the funerary rites. And you can convince them to do that. That'll send you. But you'll have to deal with a really freaked out priest. So maybe not that. Other option, find an old cemetery. I don't know what part of Japan you're in, but they're kind of all over the place.
We're in Kyoto.
Yeah, there's plenty there. You could go to one of those, probably wait until day to nighttime. That transition point is usually when it's like easiest.
Mm-hmm.
But the other option is you could just go to the cave if one of you is strong enough to move the boulder.
Well, two of us are. No offense, Mr. B.
Okay.
I mean, as long as one of you can move it, it doesn't particularly matter.
So is the cave like... Because I was going to look up tourist spots that said the cave, but like, is the cave like just like on Google Maps or something, or is it not on Google Maps?
It's not going to be on Google Maps, but I can drop you a pin for it.
Thank you so much. That would be awesome, actually.
It takes a minute, but your phone chimes with a pin that is kind of smack in the middle of the Izumo province. Yeah, so if you go there, that should spit you out where you need to be. Well, I shouldn't say it'll spit you out, but it's, you know, it's, you go, you find the cave, you roll the thing out of the way, provided that you're strong enough to do so, and then, you know, all of you have to, like, go inside of the cave and let the thing roll back into place, and it should kind of pop you out on the other side where you need to be.
Great. Awesome. Have you ever actually gone into the underworld?
Yep.
So what's it like? Is it like dark? Is there like, I don't know, ghosts? Like, do you know what we'll be fighting if there's anything?
I mean, yeah, there's ghosts. There's a lot of stuff down there. I mean, it kind of depends on where you end up going.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a big place. And I mean, you have to understand that the underworlds used to all be pretty well segregated, where, you know, going to one underworld would not necessarily enable you to get to the others. But things are different now. They're a little bit more mushed together. It's a little bit easier to see bleed from one underworld to the other. The underworld gods are not super thrilled by it.
I see.
Well, wait, why wouldn't they be? Shouldn't it make it easier to share the work?
That's Clint. He's part of my band.
Hi, sorry.
Also very sweet.
They're kind of territorial, the gods.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, but you know, also before that happened, the Titans were all where they were supposed to be, and they're not anymore, so...
Well, that's true.
Oh yeah, it does come with baggage, I suppose.
Yeah, you know, like the things that are trying to destroy and or take over the world are no longer in their cages. That's kind of a bad thing.
Well, when you put it that way, it don't seem so convenient. Yeah, that's fair.
So listen, if you're in Kyoto, getting to the Izumo province, you're probably going to want to take the train. Do you guys have money?
Not the right type.
Not the right type.
Whoa. Okay, well, consider this a favor. I'll send you enough for tickets. And you guys owe me.
What do you mean by that? We're gonna need some specifications on what you mean by we owe you.
One day I might need a favor for a job or something, and I'll call you.
And this has no binding agreements or such, correct? I have enough of those.
I mean, we're scions. Anytime you make an agreement, there's some sort of bond. But if you're asking if I'm putting some big, like, hoodoo thing on you, no, I'm not. I'm just saying, I'm sending you money. Eventually, you're gonna have to pay me back.
Okay, sick. I just want to make sure because I've only been like a scion for 6 seconds, and next thing you know, I have 6 million favors, quote unquote, favors placed on me. So
hang on, Coda. Yeah, I know. I hear you. I'm on. Listen, I'm on the phone with a baby. I'll be there. Look, it's only 20 tentacles. You'll be fine.
ew.
Huh.
So, listen. Do you guys need anything else, or
Nope.
are you good?
No, do you need our phone number so it's easier for you to get a hold of us to repay that favor?
I've got Coda's number. Yes. No. I see. Yeah, they are growing back really quickly. Maybe you should stop cutting them off then. Listen,
Have
I gotta
fun.
go.
Well, it was nice talking to you. Feel free to call whenever you're available.
Okay. See ya.
All right,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Click.
What a
Well,
nice
she was
person.
nice.
Yeah.
What?
Seems
That
like she
helped.
was a little busy, though.
It did seem like that, yes.
All right, so we know where to go, or at least somewhere to start.
That we do.
To the
And
train.
good for because I'm not sure how we were going to convince a priest on doing a funeral rite for us, unless we had one of us pretend to be dead, and that might have been weird,
Well, yeah, a little bit.
like a reverse weekend at Bernie's.
Or sort of like, that Princess Bride thing where you're only mostly dead.
I haven't seen that movie.
You all hear Ian squawk, and it sounds vaguely like "still slightly alive."
Yeah, we watch that movie at least twice a year. It's one of Ian's favorites.
It was a book first. I still
Yeah.
haven't read it, but
As you wish. As you wish.
See, that's just him saying he loves us. Just we've seen it. Never mind. Sorry.
This is
We-
all inconceivable?
You keep using that word. I don't think it means exactly what you think it means.
All right, let's get out of here. I don't want to be in this library anymore.
Yeah, let's go.
but no, that was the right way of using it, though.
The movie.
You've seen
I
it.
just said I haven't seen it.
Oh, I thought you said you did see it. Okay.
No, I haven't seen it
Well-
or read the book. Surprising.
Well, let's get the audiobook. I'm sure the train's going to take us a few minutes. We can listen to it on the way.
Fair enough. Speaking of which, she said she'd send us the money. She didn't exactly specify how.
It's probably
You
like
got-
Zelle. Or-
Yeah, I got Cash App on mine.
No.
Yeah, Coda, you have a text notification that you got Venmo'd.
Sick.
Or whatever the Japanese equivalent of Venmo is. I don't know.
Yeah. She'll just show it on her phone and go, all right, train ride. Maybe we could catch some Z's, listen to a book, or eat some food. And she's gonna look at Pele and go, sashimi.
Pele purrs.
Sick.
All right. You all sidle on out of the library, which, as a trip was oddly successful, though not in the way that Oliver hoped it would be.
Very disappointed.
You managed to get yourself a couple of tickets on the next train. It takes about 2 hours before the next train leaves. You burned some time do a little walk in. Kyoto's a lovely city. There's lots to see. And then you load onto the train and head for Izumo province. It is a nearly 5-hour ride to get there. But you manage to, by the time you make it, it's nearing evening. The sun's gonna go down soon. And you find yourself on the coast.
All right, we'll finish Princess Bride on some other sort of trip.
That we will. It's quite good. I'll admit that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I keep pausing, but I have to explain a few things because I'm just so excited, and the parallels between the book and the movie.
Oh no, I actually quite enjoyed it.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried I was being a little annoying.
No, it was very scholarly of you.
Yeah, I'm not really well versed on much, but I do know a few things about movies.
All right then. That is something I'll
Okay.
keep in mind in the future. Anyway, we need to find where we're going.
Oh, a cave, right? Well,
Yeah.
hey, Coda, does it show the closest spot?
Yeah, I have the pin on my phone. So she's looking at her phone and trying to compare it to the maps that we currently she's trying to compare it to Google Maps.
Well, the
of where-
pin is on Google Maps.
Oh, I've never dropped the pin before.
Well, we'll just say that your iGyalars are effectively Android, or at least they run similarly to Android, so it by default opens Google Maps.
Perfect.
Because the gods will have nothing to do with Apple.
Wise.
It's gonna take a couple of hours of walking. And it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's like on the it's effectively like on the water.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, like, it's not like there's a picture that's going to show you exactly where it is, but you know that you basically have to walk all the way right to the coast. In order to get there.
Question.
Yes.
Is it nighttime right now?
It is not quite nighttime yet. You are getting there, though.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool beans. When the moon is risen, I have something I would like to do.
When the moon is risen. Good to know. Okay. You guys set off towards the coast. Coda, what would you like to do when the moon is risen?
She's going to use, if I could remember what it's called. Oh, here it is. She's going to use Smoking Mirror. So essentially she gets a bird eye view by looking through the moon. Essentially.
Okay. What are you looking for?
She is just like a bird's eye view of the, let me see, it says up until how many legend points she has in meters. She just gets to see that much around us. Because she's like, we're walking in the middle of nowhere, we're going to the entrance of an underworld. Maybe I should see if there's anything around us. Just to make sure we're safe.
So it's, when I say middle of nowhere, I mean you're not in the heart of Kyoto. You're not in one of the biggest cities in the country anymore. There are little like neighborhoods and towns and such. But there isn't a ton out here. So looking down, you see there's buildings and homes, and businesses and whatnot. It's much, much smaller than Kyoto was. It's a lot less crowded. You could see a shrine nearby, that sort of thing. And where you are headed is effectively like right on the coast. It's effectively like there's cliffside. You can't see the exact cave because you're looking down from above, so you don't. You know what I mean? Like you could see just
you don't
the
see
sheer.
the inside.
Right, you see like a sheer cliff.
Okay. Perfect. Well, that's fine. I think she's more so just like, let me just take a look around the area, make sure nothing's gonna pop up on us. And once she does that, she's like, all right, it looks like things are pretty clear. We're definitely approaching, I think, a cave.
Well, that's good. We need to find a cave.
As long as it's got a boulder in front of it.
I think it might not. No, because she said one of you might need to move it.
Mm-hmm. We got to move it, and then it'll move back into place.
All right. So
Stellar.
she will keep going, and occasionally she will look back up at the moon and make sure where we're going, everything still looks pretty peachy keen. But yeah, but I believe she has to look up at the moon to do that.
Yep. Okay. You all continue on, and you get to the point where the pin is. Looking down from the top of the cliff, you can see you can see how for most people it would just look like the side of a cliff with nothing else really there. But you've got Pele, who is keenly aware of where passages to other worlds are with you. You've also got Ian, who is able to kind of fly out away from the cliff and look back towards it. And between the two of them, they kind of pinpoint the place where you would need to start climbing down to get to it.
Perfect.
So did we bring a rope to tie off as we climb down this thing, or is it one of them more safe sort of cliff faces?
You all did do an awful lot of survival shopping before your trip into the Irish underworld, so I'm going to say you've probably got a rope.
I have it even written down that we have rope.
Hey,
Yeah, I was about to say, if we gotta have some left over from that last one.
You and your fucking rope.
as if you didn't like it. All right. Do y'all want? Who wants to go down first?
Yeah, I'll go.
All
That's
right.
probably smart. Last time I went down a rope, I almost fell to my death.
That's true.
Well, do you want me to hold on to you just in case?
Hold on, I'm thinking about it. Nope, I'm going to have faith that I can do better this time. If not,
All
though,
right.
be prepared to grab me.
You got it. I believe in you, though. You ain't gonna need my help.
Thank you.
Yeah. Coda will head down.
Okay, Coda, give me strength and athletics, please.
Strength and athletics.
Holy cow.
And then
That's-
one epic.
So that's 6 successes. Very good. Yeah, Coda, you have no problems. You rappel down this thing. You've got Clint is holding on to the rope, but you guys have also used like pythons, like climbing gear, to tie it off at the top. So Clint holding on is mostly for
I'm here for moral support.
it's just in case the rope breaks or something. You know that Clint's got you if the python comes loose. You rappel down to the entrance to this cave. You can barely even when you're close, it's hard to tell that it's like the entrance at all. It is only the fact that Pele is in your bag and like has his head poking up out of the bag to look, that you can like find the edge of this boulder. The first thing you realize, Coda, is that you are not going to be able to move this by yourself.
Oh yeah.
But also, you're all three going to have to be there in order to get it. So, because it's very clear that you had to like move the rock, get inside, and then once the rock closes behind you, that's when you're in the underworld.
Noted. Coda's gonna go, well, it's definitely down here, and we're definitely all gonna need to work together to do this.
Yep, that checks out. You want to go ahead, head on down, Oliver? I'll hold the rope just in case, and then I'll follow you down.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I thought I'd go last, but I can go second. That's fine.
I mean, this way I can, run and jump, catch you real movie style like.
Right.
Let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are you just tying the rope off to like Oliver's midsection and lowering him down to Coda? Is Oliver going to attempt to climb with the aid of the rope just in case he falls? What's the plan?
I'm going to attempt to climb with the rope.
Okay.
Clint will be ready to grab the rope in case he lets loose.
And I'm assuming that you are tucking Brahm into your bag.
Yes. But also, before I start descending, I'm going to kind of like look over Clint's shoulder and be like, what's that?
What's what?
And as soon as he looks away, I'm going to pull out the book, cast Bona Fortuna on myself to give myself an edge on climbing down this rope. Because I don't want anyone to see that I needed help.
Do you have to do anything for that, or does it just happen?
I roll my dice pool, and how many successes I get is how many bonus dice I can add for a scene. 3. I have 3. Yep, 3 bonus die that I can use throughout the scene. So yeah.
That's really funny.
And then I will begin descending as soon as I quickly do that and then put the book away. Oh, sorry, I thought it was something else. Just for...
Right. Strength and athletics.
Okay, I'm going to be using all 3 of my bonus dice. Because I have no athletics.
If you have no athletics, you don't get any, you don't get to use your epics.
I don't have epic strength.
Okay, I'm just saying.
2 successes.
2. All right.
Better than 0.
It is not an easy climb. You definitely struggle. And at one point, Clint has to like grab the rope just to steady it because you've got it like wobbling so much. You know what I mean? Like you're starting to kind of rotate on it a little bit.
Oh, not again.
Whoa there.
You're doing great, Mr. B.
Thank you.
Brahm is letting out faint sounds of protest because his head is out of the bag and he is looking around, and it's something between a squawk and a chirp. And it's part squawk, part chirp, all indignation.
Bram, you have wings. You could just fly down. If you know how yet. Until then, though, we have to do this my way.
Put him in the bag.
Yeah.
But eventually, Oliver makes it down. Towards the end, things get a little shaky, and Coda, you reach up and like grab his ankle. And because you've got epic strength, you just sort of like one hand give him like something to brace on as he like finishes the trip down.
Hey, you hardly broke a sweat.
I'm just like drenched. Yeah, definitely.
It's just sea spray.
I'm gonna go sit down for a second.
Yeah, take a look at the digs.
Is it how like can we like not really see down here? Is that what the issue was, or is it just that big?
It's dark. You can kind of see when Coda points it out, like the boulder is huge.
Yeah.
Fucking massive, and the way that it is, you can tell why humans have never been able to, like mortals don't really ever see it. It blends almost perfectly.
In that case, I'll just for the sake of it, take out like my flashlight and turn that on because I bought flashlights for when we went to Mugmill.
Okay. So you find a little a rock to sit on up against the cliff wall. The waves are coming in. They're splashing up against the rocks. You're getting drenched because there's really nowhere to go to avoid them. But I'm not gonna make you roll. You have 3 dots of epic strength. And the sky purview, so there's really no point in rolling.
Yep. Clint wraps the rope around one hand and just slides
Jumps.
down the rock face like it's nothing.
Show off.
Well, I mean, somebody had to.
All
suppose.
right. I require so are you guys going to attempt to move the rock together, or is Clint gonna try and flex and show off and just do it by himself?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't turn down the opportunity to show y'all what I'm worth if y'all don't mind standing back.
Last time you did something on your own, you accidentally screwed over an underworld, so we should probably do this all together.
All right. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe another time, I guess. Because I really
Yeah.
don't know. We haven't like done an arm wrestle or anything, so maybe another time.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just put this rock. That's okay.
All right. I would like Coda and Clint to both roll strength and athletics.
Oh, come on.
I will
Oliver,
supervise.
nope, you're coming over here. If we're pushing this together, you're putting your hands on it too.
I'll be next to no help. I can do more than by just guiding you on how to do it.
All right,
Fine.
There you go.
Yeah, I will help, as fruitless as that might be.
7 successes.
I also have 7 successes.
Nice.
Is it strength and athletics again?
Yep,
Mhm.
strength and athletics.
Yep. I did 1 success.
Okay. Coda, you have the sneaking suspicion that this is probably something Clint could have done on his own. It would have been a little bit more of a struggle, but he's just got so much raw fucking strength. However, you helping and the two of you working together so well means that rather than it being one of those things where Clint's gotta like pry it away from the wall and then sort of like brace himself between it and the wall and like press, you know what I mean, to get them apart, it becomes a much more smooth affair. Oliver
I'm there.
contributes. He doesn't get in the way. He rolled 1 success, so he's not in the way, but he's not doing a whole lot. And between you and Clint managing to roll it back enough to where getting in is comfortable, and it's not something where you guys have to like squeeze yourself really tight between, you know, a rock and a hard place, literally. You manage to get to the point where it's there, and Clint can kind of like hold it open long enough for you and Oliver to step in. Ian, what?
I was gonna kind of shine like the flashlight down there first, see if we see anything.
You don't see much of anything. It just seems like a yawning black void, even with the flashlight.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely.
it looks safe and inviting.
Ian swoops in, and squawks to let Clint know that it is safe to go through.
All right. No, and we'll just let it close.
And Clint steps in and lets go of the stone, and it rolls back into place with a loud, rumbling, grinding noise. And you all go from being able to hear the waves and the crashing and the splashing of water to being able to hear nothing. It's almost oppressive how quiet it is.
I'll go ahead and pat Clint on the arm. You going to be okay?
Yeah. Do you mind holding?
No, it's all right. I was gonna say that if you needed anything, I was gonna be right here.
Thank you. I mean, it'd kind of help if we could see too.
Yeah, the flashlight isn't really working.
Oh, she's gonna. Coda's gonna blink her eyes. Oh wait, never mind. I don't have that yet. Never mind. Sorry. Take two.
I was like,
She
We
blinks.
can see, but y'all can't see through her seeing just yet.
even for Coda, it is pitch black dark, and it's still and quiet. And then you guys hear the sound of a dropping, like water droplets hitting something and splashing against it. And it's slow at first. And then it speeds up. And it speeds up. And it speeds up.
Oh no. Oliver, did Lucas take the glow sticks with him?
No, I have those as well, but if the flashlight's not working, I don't know if those will as well.
I need all three of you to roll me. Let's go wits and integrity, please.
All right. Five.
1.
Three.
Okay. Clint is completely out of his depth and disoriented. So by the time there is finally light, it's this kind of pale silvery gray light, and it starts as like a pinprick on the horizon. And Oliver and Coda see it and watch it as it grows and grows and grows. And it feels a little bit like you're moving, even though your legs aren't doing anything. Clint, however, is so disoriented that he is facing the wrong way.
I'll just grab him by the shoulders and turn him the right way.
Are you sure we're this way? I thought we were...
No, right there.
Okay.
And you, as you turn, Clint, you look into this place, and it looks... If you're still in a cave, you can't see the ceiling anymore, or the far wall. What you see before you is a massive, crowded city filled with buildings ranging from huts that look like they might have come out of the Dark Ages to towering skyscrapers. All of them in styles that are distinctly Japanese.
We should still stay quiet, right? So none of them, like stalactites, fall from the ceiling and impale us?
I don't think they're that sensitive, but something possibly worth looking out for.
Okay, I'll stay quiet.
You all
whatever
are
works.
at the end of a long walkway that stretches down a hill towards that city.
Right. I think we better follow the bricked road. I could also do Old Faithful and just have a thread taking us straight to the sword we need to find, but maybe we should see what we see first.
Yeah. And Coda will take Clint's hand.
Thank you. appreciate that.
And she'll give her like a tight squeeze.
He'll squeeze right back.
Coda, it hurts when he squeezes.
Well, yeah, it's
Oh,
fine.
sorry.
No, it's fine. This is how we know we're still here, right? Pain?
I mean, that's one way of looking at it, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, let's. The quicker we get in and out of here, let's find this and I don't know, have a barbecue or something.
That is
Yeah.
something we need to do.
Yeah. I'll distract myself with thoughts of barbecue. I'll plan while we walk.
Yeah, talk to me about your barbecue while we're walking. Distract
Yeah.
yourself, and she'll walk with him and talk about barbecue while we're looking.
So I was thinking we would do some sort of mushroom dish as the main slow roasted meat, and he'll start going into his ideas.
Oh, and like corn ribs.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that, but that's a good idea. That way, you still, it feels like you're chewing on a rib, but it's
corn.
As you descend into the city, there are people. It's obvious that they're not like people, they're ghosts, but they look like people. And they are dressed in clothing from all manner of time periods. At one point, you walk by a building out of which is walking a man in like full, like proper samurai armor.
Do y'all see them too?
Next to a younger man in a suit that looks like it's cut from like something that would have come out of like the 50s.
Yes, I also see them, Clint. Interesting.
They are chattering amongst themselves. It's like they're going on about normal day-to-day life, despite how unusual the scene is. Oliver, it takes you a minute because your ability to understand languages is so sharp. It actually takes you a minute to kind of like reverse engineer what your power is doing to determine what language exactly is being spoken. You know that it's Japanese, but these people are speaking this weird kind of portmanteau-esque version of Japanese where they are using terminology and turns of phrase and styles of speaking from across the ages that have all been kind of blended into this weird amalgamation of still Japanese, but not normal Japanese, not modern Japanese, that's for sure.
Interesting.
You guys get a lot of not open stairs, but kind of look your way. And most of them kind of look your way and then seem to almost immediately discount you and like look away. And like they're avoiding looking at you for very long. Maybe because they don't want to be rude, or maybe because it's clear that you're an outsider. Maybe it's a bit of both.
All right. Well, poor choice of words, but this is certainly livelier than the last place we went to.
Could everybody make me perception and awareness, please? Or wits and awareness? I run too many systems. No, it is perception and
Yeah,
awareness.
it's perception awareness because it's my favorite combination.
It is your favorite. Oliver's like, I'm the best at this.
I really am, apparently.
You really are unusually
I'm so
good at this today.
That's 5.
I got 2. No, wait, I got 4. Never mind. Yeah,
6.
10s are better.
Wow. Okay. Everybody take a moment. This is never going to happen again. Oliver rolled all successes and is not the worst person on a perception roll.
Oh,
I
wow.
see things. My half-blind eyes see.
Clint, you are caught up in just the spectacle around you. The thing that you notice the most, looking at all of this, is that it's like nothing has any color here. It's a little bit like walking through a black and white movie, but you're in Technicolor.
Clint looks down at his hands and his body. He himself is still colorful in this area?
Yes, you are still colorful. Nothing, like none of the things that seem like they're supposed to be here are, though.
Y'all, I don't mean to bring concern where there might not be none. Well, we're standing out like sore thumbs in here.
As people that are still alive in the place where people that aren't supposed to be alive anymore go, I imagine we would.
Well, hold on. Okay, so you're saying all of them folks, y'all can see ghosts too?
In this case, yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well,
Because you get it, right? Because we're in underworld. This is where the ghosts go to, do their thing after they're no
Yeah.
longer around anymore. So
yeah,
it would make
usually
sense that we can see them in their kind of place.
Yeah, it's just usually folks don't mention seeing them when I'm around too. So it's nice that I'm not the only one.
You see them when we're usually not in a place like this?
Yeah, they're pretty much everywhere.
Yep.
Well, that's
So-
definitely something to talk about around the dinner table at some point.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's curious. So it's as if some of them don't quite make it where they're supposed to go.
Yeah, they're not all happy, but most of them seem to be distracted from what I understand.
Right. Well, we have a sword to find. Looking around, is there anything of particular
Hold on. I'm not done
sorry,
yet.
sorry,
I was
sorry,
giving
sorry,
you
sorry.
time to roleplay.
My bad.
Oliver
Yes.
and Coda, what you two recognize, and it takes a minute because at first you think it's just like wear and tear on the side of a building. But as you move through the city, the streets, the crowded, kind of narrow streets of the city, you look up and you realize that every now and then you walk by a building that looks like it's almost like it's crumbling before your eyes. Slowly, but visibly.
Well, that is strange.
Well, I guess it kind of makes sense since everything that dies appears here. So
Also, what I read was that basically anything that's broken or destroyed ends up here because to the Japanese, everything has a soul. So when something breaks, it dies, sort of. Looking around. Oh, sorry.
You all round a corner, and you round a corner into what you realize after a moment is like a market-esque district. And there's an old woman who looks like she doesn't look Japanese. She looks white. She looks Caucasian. And she's in like threadbare clothing. That looks like it might have come from like the 70s. and you notice that she has visible signs of like rot to her skin. Her hair is stringy and looks like it has been falling out of her scalp in clumps. And she's just sort of shuffling, and she looks like she's barely cognizant of the world around her. And you would assume, because of the way everybody else has reacted, that as you draw closer and she kind of shuffles across your path, that she would notice you. But she doesn't seem to. Instead, her head sort of lifts like she's looking around kind of in this bewildered, dazed state. And then you hear her take in a little breath. And then like a stiff breeze goes by and she literally just disintegrates in front of you. And it's like the ashes that were her get swept away by the wind, like she was never there.
Well, looking around, based off of that and also the crumbling building we saw earlier, is anyone like looking at this strangely, or is this just totally normal to them?
Seems pretty normal. People don't seem to notice.
Huh.
You do notice that some buildings don't seem completely untouched. And they are all buildings that you have seen in either artwork or pictures before. I'll say Oliver specifically is the one who recognizes that, because you've got so many dots in Epic Intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Distinct places that seem distinctly historical and important almost seem like they are immune to whatever it is that just happened to her.
You know, no, this is gonna sound ridiculous. You know, so I've watched. Do you think she drifted or died again because no one's like praying
Remembers
to
her?
her? Yeah.
I was about to say the same thing. I think of her then certain cultures that, or at least it's the idea that you die once when you die, and then you die a second time when no one remembers you anymore. And maybe that's what's happening here. People only stick around for as long as they're remembered in the living world.
Whoa.
It's
Do we
pretty
count?
sad.
We're still alive, Clint, so no, we should be fine.
No, I mean, if we look at them, talk to
Oh.
them, get to know them, learn their names, learn about them, and then go back once we're all done, what do you think happens to them?
I'm not sure. It might work, but since we're scions, it might not work the same way.
Yeah, I mean, messing with ghosts when they're not wanting to be messed with usually ain't a good idea anyhow, but it begs the question, and now I'm all sorts of curious.
All right.
This is kind of silly, but do you think they have like a office here in the underworld? That's like maybe they can dictate where some people are or not?
I'm not sure. If it was a celestial bureaucracy, I would say maybe, but this is different. When I was reading earlier, one of the goddesses is the ruler down here, and maybe she dictates some of that, but I couldn't tell you.
Weren't they all talking to each other more or less? They seem to be able to communicate. If they're able to chatter amongst each other, they might have some sort of organization.
Maybe, but what would we do with that? How's that going to help us?
Well, we're looking for someone to talk to, right?
I mean, we're looking for a sword.
Well, yeah. Fair enough.
Above the table, our storyteller, we got shown a picture of what the person looked like, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Could we got shown a picture, but we didn't get handed a picture, right?
Correct.
Well, still, Coda will say to the guys, "Well, we got shown a picture of this person, and I mean, maybe a good place for us to start is maybe somewhere that was important to them."
Well, I also have my spells. I could just give us Ariadne's thread straight to either him or the sword.
That's true.
So I did with the Dragonstone, which led to this thing, and I point to Bram. And then kind of give him a scratch on the chin.
He
And to a big scary
churs.
chair.
All right.
Alright.
Which do we want to do? Do we want to find the Scion or the sword itself?
Well, from what I understand, that Scion ain't exactly going to be much use to us, is he?
I would agree. Our job is to get the sword, and if I can take us straight to that, I can sort of just cut out the middleman. I was just wondering if maybe you would have information, but we don't
Yeah.
need to go to him.
It's true, but we should be careful where we try to see where the sword is, because they were killed. So the sword may be where.
Well, based on what I know, I'm thinking maybe either it got lost down here when the Scion was here as well, or it got broken when it was in, the overworld, and that's
Mhm.
why it ended up down here.
that
It was
makes sense.
Oliver, it was implied that the Scion died and thus couldn't bring the sword back.
Hmm.
Now, didn't say where he died, didn't say how he died, just said that he died.
Yeah.
Well, if someone dead's going to be walking and talking anywhere, it's going to be here, right?
That is
All
true.
right.
So
To the sword.
let's find it. So yeah, I'll crack open the book, and for flavor's sake, I'll start casting Ariadne's thread, which just kind of describe what it looks like. It probably looks like I'm bringing out a sort of like spool of this kind of golden thread of like fates, and just kind of pulling it and letting it kind of spin, and then tossing it out and letting it just kind of like sift through the air and almost slither, leading us to the way we need to go.
Oliver pulls out this bundle of thread. You know how they're wrapped up and they frequently look almost like a ball. And he kind of wraps one end of it around his finger, and he tosses the ball forward. And you guys watch as the ball kind of rolls a little bit and then takes a hard right turn and continues on.
Whoa.
All on its own. Clint, you've seen this before. It's a little bit more in your face and impressive here because it's you guys are dealing with buildings, whereas when you were in Magmel, it was a lot more like wide open spaces.
That's a lot of zigzags it's doing.
Yes, takes around a lot more obstacles. I didn't roll any successes, so it's gonna last a day. It's just not gonna last any longer after that, unless I spend legend.
Holy crap.
We're in underworld, so it feels like there's some interference going on here. It's not gonna last forever, so we have about 24 hours before I lose this, unless I really focus on it.
Well, let's not dally too much then.
Yeah. Do you
Indeed.
just keep that in your pocket?
Well, it's magic stuff, so it's like real but not real. It's a whole thing.
Oh, okay.
All right, Oliver, your thread extends off into the distance of Yomi, winding between buildings, seeming to ignore the ghosts it passes by, stretching off into the distance.
I will proceed to follow it and lead the way.
Okay. You follow follow the thread through this marketplace and past that, out past the edges of a city into a place that looks like... It looks like a war zone, but a war zone, the sections of which have been plucked from various chapters of Japan's history. You see burnt out villages next to tumbled castles, next to more modern buildings that look like they may have been bombed and are in various states of rubble. Everyone that you see here, they're a little bit more spread out, but everyone that you see here is in armor or carrying a weapon, and they're from all different ages. You see a man carrying a katana next to a soldier, like a modern soldier carrying a rifle. There isn't any active combat happening, but it like, walking through this feels like walking through a place where war just, like, it just settled into a ceasefire.
Starting to dawn on me that we've been to 3 afterlives in about a week. Or at
Yeah,
least
we're-
Clint and I have.
We're hitting them all, aren't we?
Certainly seems like it.
Yeah, it's like Disney's drink around the world, but instead it's underworlds. Although I guess I've only been to 2 now.
Just to clarify for Oliver's sake, technically Asgard is an afterlife, but not an underworld.
Yeah, I think did I say afterlife or did I use the word underworld?
It's just important to recognize the difference because not all of the dead from the Aesir end up in Asgard.
Gotcha.
Like, they do have, like, a proper under... You just happen to go to a place where very particular dead go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You all are walking kind of towards, but slightly off to the side of what you realize looking up is actually a mountain. Like, you're not quite walking away from it, but you're not really walking towards it either. It's like you're walking at a diagonal. It looks like the thread kind of winds its way to an area just south of this massive mountain that kind of rises up in the middle of everything. But in order to get there, you have to walk through this burnt out, bombed out war zone.
Well,
We're in for a pleasant jaunt, aren't we?
it seems like it. Looking out over this kind of war zone, does it look like we could kind of walk through it, or are we going to need to... Is it going to be somewhat dangerous for us?
Hard to tell. You don't know if there are, like, landmines in the afterlife.
Hey, Ian, you mind getting up there, spreading out, and letting us know if there's anything spooky waiting for us?
Ian gives a little squawk of affirmation and flies up into the air.
All right, flock out.
It's a good call. I think we're definitely going to need to stay on guard going through that.
It also helps put me at ease a little bit, to be honest, seeing that he's able to spread his wings and fly around means if I had to jump out of the way of something, I can move.
we're underground, but it's spacious and open.
Yeah.
How far does it look like we need to go?
It's a decent distance. You're probably going to be walking for a few hours at least.
We should have brought the audiobook with us.
I mean, I have my phone. That's where I normally play it from.
I mean, do you download them or do you stream them?
Well, they're just like downloaded on the app.
Oh, heck yeah. Let's listen to them then.
We could, but we also might want to have our ears peeled for danger.
Well, we can listen to it at a reasonable volume.
The ground. Oh, sorry. Y'all.
What about the ground?
Oh, does it look like? Is it like formerly muddy? Does it look like there's footsteps that's been preserved?
Not really. No.
Tracks.
Why?
Because Coda was thinking maybe we could just walk in the footsteps that are still preserved. Because if they're not blown to pieces, that means you can walk there.
No. Looking around, because you guys are occasionally seeing modern buildings next to castles, next to burnt out villages, it doesn't seem like there's much of a rhyme or reason as to why things pop up in a specific place.
Copy.
Neither of you would have any way of testing for landmines, would you? No special scion powers for landmines?
Not scion powers, but toaster strudels. I could just toss them.
How many toaster strudels do
So
you have, Coda?
10 come in a pack.
Well, that'll help initially, but we're going to be walking for a few hours, so I think we're going to need a lot of toaster strudels.
Well, you don't throw a whole toaster strudel, you break it up into pieces. That's just wasteful.
That's a good point, yeah. Well, ain't they got to be heavy enough to set them
I was
off?
about to say it needs to have a certain amount of weight for it to actually activate.
Well, how many books do you have?
I'm not throwing my books. That's out of the question.
Oh, but I have to throw my toaster strudels?
You offered that.
Okay,
I
that's
didn't
true.
tell you to.
That's true. You're right.
Throw my books. I'd rather just step on the mine myself.
You think maybe we could just, talk to the folks walking around or following how they're walking? I know
Are there
there's
people
not
down
many of them, but there's a few. I thought
There are
were.
people.
That doesn't hurt. Yeah.
So
we
far, everybody that you've gotten close to has kind of seemed like they were avoiding you, but there are people.
I don't think they want to talk to us, and since they're less than corporeal, they might not trigger any if they're down there, but we can try to corner one. I don't know if that'd be very fair to them, though.
Well, if we don't need to corner them, just corral them along until we get to where we need to be, and then we say thank you for the company and let them be.
And we just be respectful.
Yeah.
As much as we can.
Again, my point is that since they're ghosts, they might not set them off anyway because they kind of don't have weight anymore, maybe? I don't know how it works out here.
Hold on. I have a question. Was the proposal really to just corral a bunch of ghosts and make them walk in front of you so that they'd get blown up and not you?
No.
If that. Oh, I was about to say, what?
Because that's what it sounded like.
Figure they know where they are if they've been down here this long.
So they know how to avoid the potential mines.
Okay.
Right.
The use of the word corral implied that they weren't going to have a choice.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
I see the confusion. Yeah, it's dark.
Clint just went from lawful good to like chaotic neutral.
How about this? We don't want to disturb them if, we're kind of intruding down here. So we'll try to wave one down, and if they still ignore us and walk away, then it's probably safe to assume we're not really supposed to interact with them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
best case scenario, they are open to talk to us, and we can ask about potential dangers of landmines or other things, and go from there. Worst case, we pray.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Just gonna put it out there. There are like roads that you guys
Yeah.
can just follow.
While
might
you're
be
pointing
landmines
out
in
the
roads.
Clint is texting mom.
No,
And
course,
Coda is walking.
I'm gonna go to.
Yeah, yeah, I'll be
Okay.
right behind you. Clint follows along while head down.
Are you guys looking for somebody to try and talk to, or are you just walking?
As we get close, I'll try to kind of wave someone down and see how they react.
And yeah, Coda is just following the road, but if she sees Oliver go off, then she'll wait for him.
Oliver, I guess, charisma and presence?
Okay.
See if you can get past the fact that that they're not super into outsiders.
Yep. Well, that's kind of the whole point. It's just the way to be like, are you even going to bother talking to me, or is it just like, nope, get out of here? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I think 5. Yeah, 5.
Okay. All right. Most of them kind of pointedly look the other way and continue on about their business. Like, they kind of stop, they give you like the once over, and then walk away. Oliver, it is the kind of look that you really haven't gotten since like high school. Like when you were in high school and you were still kind of like the dweeb. People would kind of look at you, decide that you were just not worth their time, and move on. But one young man is there, and he's wearing, it's almost like a robe, and he's got a katana on his belt. And he kind of pauses, and he looks around, and then he looks at you, and then he looks around. It's like he's not sure, who you're trying to talk to. Like he doesn't entirely buy that you're trying to talk to him. But eventually he just sort of takes a deep breath and lets it out and then walks over towards you.
Hi, and I'm going to change the language I'm speaking to the one I've been hearing them speak.
I assume.
Yeah, sorry to disturb you. Very sorry, but we're just sort of passing through here, and due to the kind of appearance of the landscape, we were just wondering if you knew if there was any dangers we should look out for.
He looks a little confused for a moment. Not most places. Long as you don't fight anyone, they won't fight you.
All right, good. And just the kind of general area itself, I'll just kind of like gesture around me. We're not going to run the risk of stepping anywhere bad and have bad things happen to us as a response, right?
Shouldn't be, no.
All right, good. Thank you for your time. Again, very sorry.
You're new.
To
Not from here?
No, not from here, and still alive.
Don't go to the Poison Sun ward.
The Poison Sun ward? How come? What's that?
Poison Sun ward. Monsters come from there.
Ah, I see. Well, thank you very much. I'll keep that in mind.
And he'll kind of nod a little bit.
I will nod in return.
He looks a little confused, but he turns and walks away because you don't seem to have any other questions.
Yep.
Or want anything specific, so he turns and leaves.
Yeah, I'll go back to the group. All right, good news and bad news. It seems like favorite game these days. Good news is we should be fine to walk around. And the bad news is he said, don't go to a place called the Poison Sun Ward. And knowing our luck, that is probably where the sword's going to be.
Oh, perfect.
Did he say why not to go there?
It's just a very dangerous, bad place where monsters and bad things happen and
Sounds
come
like
from.
that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a labor.
All right. Well, then on we go.
Indeed.
Okay. You all walk on. It takes a couple of hours to get there, but eventually you end up walking up towards a place where there are high walls and large, heavy gates.
Oliver, are there any signs that say poison sunward?
Do you see any signs?
There are no signs. However, Ian is flying around above, and he squawks a little bit and soars down and lands on Clint's shoulder. Something's wrong behind the wall.
Like, what do you mean? What kind of wrong?
Everything is yellow and glowy,
Well, that don't sound right. Everything's black and white down here.
and there are, I don't know, there's something big in the middle.
Did it look like a sword?
No,
It weren't shiny?
it was glowing, but it was not shiny.
Okay.
It was sickly,
Oh, well, that sounds bad.
but big.
Y'all, Ian is saying that there's something gross, big, and glowy up ahead on the other side of this here wall.
So there's something big and gross, poisonous, you
glowing.
could say,
Mhm.
glowing, like perhaps the sun, behind these walls. A ward, perchance.
I fail to see where you're going.
We're at the Poison Sun Ward.
Oh, is there a sign that said that?
Yes, sure was, Clint.
All right.
In a way.
Well, Ian, probably don't get too close to it, but it's okay if you want to fly back up there, keep an eye on things for us.
I don't.
You gonna stay with me?
Nope, not if you're going in there. I'm not.
Yeah, we think we might have to go in there for a sword.
I feel like I know the answer, but is the thread pointing like straight in there?
Oh yeah, directly through one of the walls.
Oh yeah.
Not even into the gate, like through the wall itself.
Great. Coda's gonna look to Pele and go, how are you feeling about all of this?
If the bird says he's not going in, I'm not going.
Okay. She'll lower him down and scratch his head and go, stay safe out here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll look at
And
Bram. What are you thinking?
Bram chirps. Bram is a few hours old.
Yep. There is not a single thought in your head.
She'll look to Pele and go, can you keep an eye on the baby?
Fine, I'll babysit the brat.
Good.
Ian,
I'm not going to save him if he wanders off into some nasty thing's clutches.
Please do. I'll give you whole tuna.
2 tunas.
2 whole
Fresh.
tunas. Fresh off the boat.
Fine.
Thank you.
all right. Well, knowing that the critters are going to be out here, Ian, you still want to stay out here with them?
Yes, I can fly.
All right, fair enough.
I'm not going past the walls. Gross. Don't like it. Feels wrong.
I guess I will take Bram off my shoulder, put him on the ground, and just kind of point a single finger at him. Now, I'm going to leave you with Pellet, and you're going to be nice, and you're not going to hiss at the cat that is our friend, that is going to be taking care of you, or the bird, both of which are friends. Do you understand?
Bram sort of tilts his head to the side a little bit, and his little wings kind of shiver and shake and like stretch a little bit, and he like takes a couple like waddly steps towards you, like he's ready to follow you.
There's not a single thought in your head.
Oh dear.
I don't know if I can get him to stay out here.
I mean, what's the worst that happens? We bring him in there, he learns how to fight.
Or he
Or
dies.
he dies.
Oh, well, yeah. That don't sound like a good thing.
Ale sort of wanders over to Bram and like circles him for a minute, and then not so gracefully sort of like pounces him. He's gentle, but he like pounces him and like puts like his whole fucking weight on Bram, so that Bram is like forced to roll onto his side, and all Coda hears is, "You better go before I change my mind."
Thank you. 2 tunas. All right, let's go. She says to the group.
Okay.
All right. You all turn and walk off. Oliver, Bram is giving noises of protest. He sounds deeply unhappy, but he doesn't sound like he's in pain.
I know. Mm-hmm.
If I didn't know no better, Oliver, it sounds like it's crying for you.
Shut up. I'm going to turn around really quick and walk over to Bram, take out like one of the little food rations we have, feed it to him, and then quickly walk away again. Catch up to the others.
It's always hard dropping them off at daycare.
I mean, I ain't so sure that was a good idea. Usually if they're crying and you walk right back to them, they learn that they cry and you come back to them.
I felt bad.
Well, we don't need you feeling any worse. That's okay. We'll still teach. Maybe it's best if we teach them while we're not in the underworld.
Good plan.
Yeah.
All right. You all make your way towards the walls and to large, heavy gates. The first thing you notice when you get close is that there are like people nearby, and they all kind of like perk up and are watching you suspiciously as you walk towards the gates, but are not following.
Great. Looking at the gates, does it look like it's locked or chained or anything, or is it just like we could just open it?
There are chains. They don't look like they're hugely heavy. They're definitely not the kind of chains that were holding Stefan in place.
Can I pick up on why they decided not to follow us?
Not yet.
Okay, fair enough.
Ian implied that he didn't like this place, that there was something wrong with it. That's kind of all you know.
That seems fine enough to me. I mean... Y'all ready?
Yep. I say we make this quick because I have no idea what's going to happen to us on the other side of this place.
All right. Are you guys going to try and climb over the gate? Are you going to try and break the chains and go in? What are you going to do?
I
How
think those
tall is
chains-
it?
Good question.
Pretty fucking tall. Like, not like... Clint could get over it, but only because he has the sky purview kind of tall.
Yeah, I can throw y'all over if need be.
Give him a boost.
Yeah, boost, a toss, the same thing.
Yeah, because I'm a bit concerned to break the chains.
Me as
'Cause
well.
it's
They're there
chained
for a reason.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well, if we kill it, it's no need to be chained up no more.
I don't think we're here to kill it, or if we even can. It's been here imaginably a very long time. If the guy I was talking to, who looks like he was from, far older times than us, knew about it. So,
Yeah, but they're all ghosts, and we're a little bit stronger than ghosts.
and I don't think we're the only Sans that passed through here. We're here to collect a sword a sword that's taking us in there, which to me, since the Scion who owned it died, means whoever's in there potentially killed him, which means we could potentially die. So I think we do what we were told to do, and we get out very quickly.
And maybe don't break the chains.
And don't break the chains.
So,
Or if we can lock pick it. I don't have a lock pick. Never mind.
No, we do not.
my question for you here is, okay, say we get on there and the other side, we hop on over. Are we sure we can hop on over back?
Good question, but it's a matter of risking, can we hop on over back, or do breaking the chains release a lot of bad things into this afterlife or underworld?
It's a risk either way, yes, sir. But hey, Mr. B, I'm trusting your judgment on this one.
I think it's a risk between risking ourselves and risking an entire underworld full of people. When it comes to that, I vote for us.
All right.
Coda is actually going to look at the lock to see if it is somewhat pickable.
You get the feeling you could pick it if you had the tools.
What if I had a sword?
Okay, that's not picking it, that's just breaking it.
That's just breaking it. You can
Okay.
change the shape of it. Can it change to a lockpick?
No.
Yeah.
It's got two forms. It's a baseball bat and a kopesha. That's it.
Okay, I have a question. So she has 2 dots in larceny. Larceny. Yeah. Is it possible with her slick wits and her dots in larceny, could she figure out with whatever tool or whatever hiking crap that we have in our bag, can she jerry-rig a lockpick to pick this lock?
I have a question.
Yes.
Does Coda wear bobby pins ever?
Oh yeah.
I
Then
got this too.
yes, you can attempt to pick it because you have bobby pins.
Sick. Cool. Coda, while they're talking, she's just gonna kind of look it over and be like,
Make me wits and larceny if you're gonna attempt to pick the lock.
crossing my fingers. 1, 2, 3. Can I use my virtue as well? Like conviction?
Which virtue? I don't think that conviction is gonna help you pick a lock.
Duty.
I will allow you. Yeah, I'll allow you to spend a willpower and add your duty score. Just make sure that you mark off one of those dice, because the next time you need to roll duty, you're only gonna have 2 dice instead of 3.
Copy, Captain. Duty. 3. Okay. It's absolute tomfoolery. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have 1 epic. 6 successes.
The lock opens with a click.
Cool. So while they're talking, she's just gonna take her bobby pin out and kind of be like, and just fiddling around with it. And then when it pops open, she's gonna be like, shit, it does work.
What works?
I just picked the lock.
You guys look up in time to watch the chains kind of slide and slither and clatter to the ground. And Coda is holding the lock in her hand.
Oh. Well, that also works.
These large, heavy gates, one of them kind of swings inward just a few inches. And as it swings inward, you guys are able to see Coda kind of backlit by the sickly greenish yellow light. and you hear a otherworldly sound that is somewhere between a screech and a howl from behind the wall.
That sounds like our invitation right there.
Is it
So
a
are we gonna-
familiar howl?
No, between a screech and a howl, it's more ghostly than wolfy.
Okay, good.
So, are we gonna lock it behind us or wait until we leave?
It's a good question. I think if we were worried about it escaping while we were in there or having the gates open, we might want to close them behind us until we're done here.
If we all agree, I can close the lock.
I'm just wondering if we might have to leave in a hurry.
Well, we were already planning to jump back over anyways.
That is true. It's just you would have to ferry us one at a time. While an open gate, we can quickly burst through. Let's lock it. I'm more concerned with keeping whatever's in here, and we're just gonna have to deal with the consequences.
Yeah, y'all have helped me a lot so far. I don't mind helping y'all get back over.
Perfect. Coda will lock it once we get through the gate.
Okay. You all. I'm not entirely sure how you would lock it on the other side, but we'll say that you guys, two of you kind of step through, and then Clip can lock it and jump over. Sky purview.
Yeah.
Okay. You all find yourself standing in what you realize now, looking out around you, is incredibly familiar to anyone who has studied World War II. You are looking at what you imagine is Nagasaki just before the bomb hit. Except that there's no people. Everything is bathed in a sickly, greenish yellow radiance that seems to be radiating from deep within the heart of this area towards you. Every so often you catch flickers of movement out of the corner of your eye, but the second you turn your head to look, you don't see anything. It is somehow both cold and hot here. You feel like the ichor in your blood is somehow freezing and burning at the same time. Clint, you feel death here, but this isn't the kind of comfortable, cool embrace that you've become accustomed to when you encounter the dead. This is something evil.
Are y'all sure we're not supposed to kill this thing? I'm getting some heebie-jeebies off of it mighty strong.
I don't deny it would be a good thing to kill the bad stuff, but I don't know if we have the capacity for it.
Why not? We can at least try and run away if we get hurt.
Or one of us dies.
How about we find the sword, just get it at least out of the area, and if we happen to run into the thing, then maybe we, bash its head in.
Yeah,
But we do have a higher priority.
we do. I agree. But I was thinking back to, we're Scions. We're supposed to be doing the impossible, trying to do the right thing and facing down impossible odds and tasks that are more than just they let on. If we were just sent here to get a sword, that's like saying I'm just meant to make vegetarian barbecue. There's more than we're thinking about here. You don't think we got some sort of duty to it?
I agree, Clint, but sometimes things are above our pay grade, and I'm not letting one of my friends die.
Again.
All right. Well, since you called us your friends, I guess.
Yes, again. And yes, that's all. Let's just get in and get out.
I
And if
would
there's
like-
a fight along the way.
I would like each of you to roll me your willpower, your unspent willpower. Oh, no.
3.
Two.
Coda?
One, two, three.
Okay. As you all continue on into this place, you all realize that what was a generally unpleasant feeling being here is painful, but not in the physical sense. It's like your soul is suffering its own unique kind of damage and pressure. Coda, you having had to get used to bearing a true name and dealing with that weight on your shoulders. And Clint, you having borne this new fate thread from having touched the throne of the king of the Fomorians. You two have like a distinct advantage to understanding what's happening here that Oliver does not, in that there are certain effects that impact those who have divine blood in ways that they do not impact mortals. You get the feeling that if a normal ghost or a mortal, living or not, tried to step foot in this place, it would eat away at them until there was nothing left very, very rapidly, or it would warp them into something that they're not. And if it were a god who tried to set foot here, it would do untold damage, or they wouldn't be able to be here at all. Because you are somewhere between the two, you can be here and you can bear it, but it is incredibly painful and unpleasant. It feels like something is slowly burning away at your soul, starting at the edges.
Really not comfy.
Yeah, let's make it quick.
Yeah, somehow I think quick's gonna be a fond memory once we're in here.
Okay. Because you all have entered a distinctly unfriendly territory, I would like all of you to roll join battle so that I have your order now.
Two.
3.
Oda. 0.
Oof.
0, but I have a... What is this thing called?
Single epic?
No, I have, Where is that? Oh, it's, Opening Gambit. Oh, wait, I
Okay.
do have a single epic, though. Yeah.
You do have a single epic. I would say let's not use opening gambit yet because you're not actually in combat right now. It's just that there are like area effects and I need to keep track.
Copy, Captain. Sit in yet. 1.
Okay. How are you all going to approach this? Are you just marching through the empty streets of Nagasaki and Hiroshima, or are you taking a particular approach? Are you going to try and be stealthy? What are you doing?
It doesn't look like there's any, like... Actually, well, no, I was about to ask any blatant danger, but the guy told me that monsters come from here, so... I have to thread, so I guess I'm leading the way, but... I think we should be quick, but also keep to the shadows if we can. We don't know what else could be in here with us.
We can try being quick and quiet. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and Coda just has her head on a swivel. However, she is... her... It's not... Cats don't have hackles, right? Her hair is on the edge, essentially.
Okay. All right. So I would like Coda to make me perception awareness. And I would like Clint and Oliver to make me Dex and Stealth.
Okay.
We keep doing this to ourselves.
You do.
7.
God damn, Coda.
2 from epics.
Yeah, no, Coda's not playing.
That'd be a 0.
All right. Well, it's a good thing that Coda has her head on a swivel because y'all suck at this.
You
Mr.
stepped
Bright?
on my foot.
Oliver is trying so hard to be stealthy. The problem is that Clint is a big boy. And he's jumpy. Despite how tough and strong he is, you've seen him do incredible, almost impossible things. So it's odd that he is so unaware and unable to keep himself moving smoothly and quietly.
I forgot we were trying to be quiet.
At one point he stumbles over a rock and he steps on Oliver's foot and Oliver lets out this little yelp. And Coda, your head snaps around towards them and you go to shush them, and just before the sound can leave your mouth, you hear another noise from right behind Coda. And when you turn, there is what looks like a figure that might have been an old woman, but her fingers are long and gnarled, and her nails are these long kind of talon sharp things, and her skin looks like it's been eaten away and burned away in places, and she's glowing, and there's like the wounds are kind of open and seeping, and what's coming out of them is literally like neon greenish yellow. And she swipes at Coda. And we are officially in combat.
Sick.
Whoa.
And I have to find the right things because I accidentally scrolled away from my stats. I'm sorry. Hold on. Okay. She is going to make a light unarmed attack at Coda.
Can I do opening gambit now?
If you would like to, you can ensure that you go right after her. Yes.
Yeah, I'll use opening gambit.
Okay. This is. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not going to hit you if that's only 3. I'm assuming 3 successes does not hit you.
No. What is that against again? I'm re-remembering all of this.
do you need me to send you the quick guide? The cheat sheet?
No, I got it. I can pop that open. I have my cheat sheet open.
You should have that open.
Yeah, I have my cheat sheet open with my abilities. All right, cool.
It's against your parry or your dodge DV. Probably your dodge because you don't have your weapon out properly.
Yep. Nope, doesn't even remotely hit me.
Okay. All right. She misses. Coda is gonna go first.
Yes. Coda is going to pull her bat, turn it to a sword instead, and swing.
Okay. I'm gonna do a couple of rolls. I'm just figuring out when the baddies are gonna be in the thing.
7.
Make your to hit, by the way. I'm just rolling join battle stuff.
Only 2.
Only 2 with your epics?
Oh, sorry, 3.
Okay. Yeah, that hits. So you are gonna roll. Attack roll versus defense. We've already done that. So you take your damage bonuses from the weapon, plus either your dex and strength for melee / thrown, or perception and dex, so it's dex and strength.
Yep.
Plus 2.
Gotcha. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, dex and strength. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6,
Remember, you don't get dice for your epics. They're just just bonuses at the end.
7. And then my plus damage, it says +6. L?
Your 6 is probably what you have with everything put together, or it was before you upgraded.
Yeah, so then I guess that would still stay the same because I haven't changed that. So +6 and then +2, so 17. Okay.
Holy cow!
Holy smokes.
2, 4, 6,
Oh,
7, 8 plus. How many epics do you have?
In strength and dex together, that's 3.
Okay. Jesus. All right, let's see what her soak is. It's not much. Oh well, no, it's actually pretty good. Is yours is lethal, right?
Yeah, it's lethal.
All right. So after soak, you do 4 levels of damage.
Dang.
Out of 12. So
no.
Hey, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good
You've,
chunk.
you've officially gotten
It's a
her
third.
into like she's taking negatives to her rolls now, which is going to make her life or unlife real difficult. All right, let me get all of my join battle stuff in there. I stopped so that I could do math for you. I'm sorry.
Copy,
This is the
Captain.
disadvantage to the storyteller being sick, guys. My brain's not firing on all cylinders right now.
Coda's gonna
It's groovy.
swing her sword and be like, "Holy shit!
Oh.
Sorry, but fuck."
I think it's actively trying to kill us right now, Coda. You don't need to be that sorry. Well, you can be a little bit sorry after what's happened to her because
Yeah,
of
later.
where we are, but right now, yeah, we need to kill that.
Again.
You sure we don't need to just hug him?
This time, I don't think so. Look at that. Look at her. She's heavily irradiated.
Well, you can't handle a little microwave?
It's not a little bit. It's a lot of bit.
Bruh, she's glowing. And not like the good way.
All
Yeah,
right.
she's radiant.
Okay. So it is her turn again. Because she doesn't have... That was a surprise round earlier. She stumbles backwards and attempts to swipe at Coda again. Just shy of having penalties right now. Alright, not bad. Still doesn't do anything. Still doesn't even come close to Coda's DV. Sucks.
She'll just duck again and go, "Why?"
Well, you're closest to her.
Yeah, but
Clint, your turn.
All right, Clint's gonna get his toothpick ready. He's gonna lengthen it out, and he's gonna give it a quick toss. He readies himself and kind of aims with an outstretched arm. Coda, you might want to duck. And throws it.
Are you throwing it at her? At the one that Coda hit?
Yes, at the one that's already been damaged.
Alright, go ahead and do it.
That would be 4, and then an auto success, that'd be 5.
Excellent. Well, you definitely hit. With a difference of 3. So add 3 on top of your damage roll.
Alright. And then the epics are after this, so they're
Yes.
bonus. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
How do I reroll again? Is that a legend point?
Spend a legend.
I got a few. I'll use one.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. They can't dodge for shit, but their soak is pretty good, so... Oh, that's
There we
much
go.
better.
Far better, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and then the epics 5 and 6.
Okay. What is their soak?
And that would be lethal, and it's piercing as well. I don't know if that matters if they're, ghostly.
It does not. So unfortunately, their soak is 6.
Well,
Oh.
beans.
It's okay. It's okay, it's okay.
I hope they roll low.
So because they have enough soak to soak exactly what you did, you do 1 by default. And there's no rolling damage. It's just, you just get the 1.
Better than nothing. And other than that, he'll just get ready to call it back once it's his time.
Okay. It is about that time, after you throw it, that you look up and you realize that she's not the only one.
Uh-oh.
There are 2 more crawling in one from either side. Well, I say crawling, shuffling in, one from either side out of buildings next to you. And a quick glance upward, and you realize that there is one that is literally climbing down the side of the building towards you. It's almost like Spider-Man.
That
It
ain't
would be
good.
cool if it wasn't so damned
Terrifying.
unsettling.
Yeah, don't like that. Oliver, that's not good looking for us.
No, it's not.
Does not hit Coda. This one is going to go for Oliver.
Not my friend.
Oh,
And completely fucking whiffs it. Oliver, I'm going to assume your soak or your dodge is higher than 2.
oh yeah, most certainly.
Yeah. Completely whiffs it. You're fine. It's now your turn.
Okay, great. So, just to get an idea, there's one right on top of me. Is there 1 or 2 on Coda?
There's 2 on Coda, and then there's one that's crawling down the side of a building towards the group.
Okay. Right, I have something that might be a very bad idea, but for now, keep up the good work. Keep hitting that one that we've hit so far, and try your best not to touch them directly, because I don't know what that might do. We just need them a bit more clustered together, and that's going to be my Blessing of Bravery, because it's free, so everyone gets a point of willpower, and 2 temporary dots of Valor.
Thank you.
Thanks. Teach.
It affects me as well, so I get willpower back.
Okay, anything else?
Can I step away from the one on top of me, or will it get an attempt to smack me?
It would probably get an attempt to smack you.
Okay, then I'll just kind of be on the defensive on that thing.
Oliver's just holding up his book like it's a shield.
Yeah, like the satchel. Just get away, please.
Alright, the one that is crawling down the building gets to a couple of feet up and then lets go of the building and leaps for Clint.
Oh no! Raise up his arms and try and duck out of the way.
This is a weird roll. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. What's your dodge?
That's 4, so that's 3 over.
All right. We'll roll damage. 8d10 for damage. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus plus 2, so 6. What is your soak?
For which one? Bashing, lethal, or aggravated?
Lethal.
Lethal?
No, wait, hold on. These are the special things. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Aggravated.
Oh dear. I have 4 soap for aggravated.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you take 2 levels of aggravated damage.
I would like to say no to you.
Good day, sir.
You could do damage conversion.
I might just have to do that. Yep, I'm gonna dip further into my legend pool and take that as lethal instead.
Excellent.
Welcome to my life.
All right, mark it down, sir.
And you said that was 2 levels or 4?
I think it was 2.
Cool.
Yeah, it was 2. I'm sorry. You completely. I was just like, wait, what?
Sorry, I just want to make sure. Okay.
You do notice as it falls on you that because it threw itself from a height, it did take damage on the way down.
Oh.
Hitting you made it take damage. It was not the most coordinated fall in the world. But you are now coated in ick.
Ugh.
It doesn't feel good. It burns.
I think we agree that touching them's a bad idea.
Clint, you're not taking any extra damage from the fact that it hit you, or from the fact that you've got this stuff like sitting on your skin. But you have a lot of epic stamina. Get the feeling somebody like Oliver might struggle more.
Sounds about right. All right.
Coda, it's your turn. You have 2 of them on you.
I was wondering, is there like a strategy like cleave since there's like 2 around me? Can I like?
You can split your die pool to try and hit 2 in one go.
Okay.
But you're splitting your die pool, so you're doing you have half as many dice basically.
I see. So it's possible for me to end up just hitting none.
Basically.
Okay.
I will say this. Something that you guys may have forgotten. If you come up with a really fucking cool idea, it's called I can decide that it's worth a stunt, which gives you extra dice.
Oh yeah.
And if it's a big enough, flashy enough stunt, you can actually regain legend for it.
Ooh.
Sorry, Oliver, it's gonna get real risky up in here.
Yep, I also have a risky idea in mind.
You can also channel virtues. You can spend willpower to add your virtue dice. Assuming
Like,
that
for instance,
they are...
I just gave you 2 temporary points of valor, which you could use.
Correct.
And a willpower point to do so with.
That's
Yep.
true. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Can I use? Yeah. So Coda is getting into the thrill of this. So she does want to try and slash through both that are essentially flanking her. And I would like to try and spend a willpower to use my valor.
Okay.
Yes. So the way that works with the 2 temporary, does that mean, because I naturally have 1 dot in valor, does that mean I have?
It adds to
3?
your dot, so you now effectively have a score of 3.
Okay, perfect. Uno, dos, tres. Okay. So then, and then you say I'm splitting my. Okay. So 7. Oh well, yeah. The 3 makes it 10 dice then. So 5 and 5.
Yes, yeah. If you're splitting, it's 5 and 5.
Okay, so just roll 2 sets of 5.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Eh, eh, eh. Okay, well, the first one was 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. The second one is 1 success. That is not counting. All right, you said for the first thing, I do not count epics.
You don't count epics towards your die roll. They're
Yes.
just a flat bonus afterwards.
Okay, so then, yeah, the first one is 4 successes. The second one is only 1 success.
Okay. Well, so the second one does not hit. Their parry DV is not very high, but just high enough that your second hit doesn't do much more than make it stumble a little bit. The first one, however, does hit. So you have 3 additional dice on top of your normal damage roll.
Okay. Right. And then damage is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, and that is 11 dice.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woo. All right.
And then this one, I add the epics, correct?
I already did that.
Perfect.
It's with your epics. That's 8. They have a soak of 6, which leaves you with 2. So you do 2 more levels of damage to the one that you've already hit, and she is definitely looking pretty fucked up.
Perfect.
She is at negative now. So she is gonna roll 4d10. Wow. All right. Fine. Get on with your bad self, undead lady. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2, so that's 6. What's your dodge? Or parry? Whichever's higher.
Me?
Coda?
10.
Damn. 10?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, no.
Coda's all decks. All decks all day.
Yeah.
Coda doesn't hit very hard, but she doesn't get hit either, so that's fine. Alright, cool. Well, she swipes at you and nothing happens because you are very, very, hard to hit. But your turn.
All right. Well, we're going to get this feller off of me, and we haven't really touched base on how the recalling aspect of the toothpick works.
I just assume that you think about it. Just happens.
Cool. But the question is, does it physically move or does it appear?
That is up to you.
Cool. In that case, we're going with physically moves. Because Clint is going to try and throw in reverse. While he's still kind of under this mess and attacked by this cretin, Clint is going to
Are you going to
reach
try
out.
and summon it through the zombie?
Yes.
I love that.
Clint puts
100
his-
fucking percent.
Clint puts his hand on the thing's chest, understanding that of all the people in the crew that can touch it and get away with it, he's going to take as much advantage and kind of point blank reverse throw this thing right through the heart.
All right, I will make you a deal.
Okay.
If you effectively set your DV for the next round to whatever your heavy unarmed DV would be,
Okay.
I will give you this as a 3 die stud, which will also allow you to regain a legend point.
I will take it. So you're saying the damage value will be the unarmed one for heavy?
Well, no. It's still
Oh.
going to be your damage as far as your spear goes. But
Gotcha.
your parry or dodge DV is going to be whatever your heavy unarmed parry would be.
Okay, perfect. Got it. In that case, the heavy parry DV would only be 3.
That's fine. It's
but we're
not
gonna
important
try
for right now
exactly.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm making a note of that on my side for whenever you ask me how
So-
badly I get hurt.
Roll to hit, add 3 extra dice. I heavily recommend that you channel a virtue at the same time.
You know what? I will.
Give yourself as many fucking dice as you can if you're gonna 3 dice stud this.
Clint understanding again that of all the people that can touch this and get away with it, he's going to be brave and courageous and just touch it to make sure it works. He's going to channel virtue of courage, which is 3.
All right, so that's 6 extra dice on this 1 to hit roll.
Hopefully it works.
Yeah, it works.
4, 5, 6, and then another 2 from the epics. So 8.
Damn. Yeah, that hits. You have 7 additional dice on your damage roll.
I will take it. So that's that. That's a lot of dice. Okay.
Yeah. This is why this stuff gets crazy.
It's effectively the same dice for the accuracy as it is for the damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another again 2 from that. So 6 damage total. And that
Hold
is
on.
weak.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus, what's your
I've got 1 in epic strength, 1 in epic dex.
All right. So that's 6.
I'll take it. 6 damage. Of a
Dear
lethal
God.
variety.
Dear God. And because this is so badass, and because this is point blank, I'm dropping their soak to like nothing. Because it would be a fucking crime. So you just did 5 levels of damage to the thing that was on top of you. So it is now as hurt as the one Coda is dealing, the one Coda has been dealing with since the start of the combat.
Don't get between me and my friends.
All right. The 2 that are still up, one is on Coda and one is on Oliver.
Ooh, these things are crazy.
The one on Coda. That's not gonna hit. She's not even gonna ask. Coda and her fucking crazy ass DVs.
Here.
Oliver, does 4 beat your DV?
No, neither of them actually.
Oliver swats at it with his book, like, no.
Stop that! I said stop it.
It's like a slap fight, but with a book. All right, Oliver, your turn.
All right. So looking around, we are in like a dilapidated city full of like rubble and such, right?
No.
Is it
This
still
looks like
pristine?
the city did. This looks like the city did right before the bomb drop.
Crap, that changes a lot of my plans.
It is almost eerily picture perfect. Like there are still, when you look up and around you, there are like still clothes hanging on clotheslines.
Okay.
It's just that there's no fucking people and everything is glowing.
Where's my stuff? There it is. Okay, that really hurt what I was gonna plan for. That's on me though. Okay, so we'll start with, since I have multitask, I believe it lets me kind of do like a secondary action without penalty during combat, but it's gotta be like minor something. So I'm going to do like a quick kind of like Scion mental calculation while looking at some of these buildings around us, where see if I can figure out if any of like the like support structure would hit a certain way that it would collapse, not the whole building, because I don't imagine we could do that, but part of the building, so that it would land on some of these things, assuming we weren't in the way. I just want to do a quick like mental calculation, see if that's even possible.
Int and academics.
That I can do. Yeah, the book helps me out. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then my epic, so 11.
You couldn't. Clint could. If Clint hit the load-bearing like pillar of the building right next to you hard enough, maybe Coda could do it too. But you know Clint could do it. You've seen what Clint's strength can pull off. If he did that, he could potentially bring like at least the wall nearest you down on top of these things.
All right, but we would have to be out of the way, correct?
Yeah.
I figured as much, but didn't know if it was some kind of like perfect shape where it would like fall down and we're fine. But yeah, just
well,
checking.
you know what? With that number of successes, I will say that you can find a place that you and Coda could stand. Clint would probably be a risk though, because he's got to be the one in the building when it falls.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's the potentially very bad plan. Clint, I need you to hit that, and Coda, you and I need to be standing there. Clint, you're gonna need to find a way to not be in the way of that when you drop it.
I got
It'll
an
hopefully
idea.
land on these things and get rid of them a lot quicker.
You got it.
And I'm gonna do War Master Sight for that. And so yeah, I'll count this as like kind of commanding Clint to hit the thing. I can spend quite a few, but I don't have many points left, so we'll do 2.
I'm gonna say that this is a 3-die stunt, because if you pull this off, you could literally take care of the whole field.
Woo.
So you can regain a willpower if you would like. Assuming that that's what you're low on.
Yeah, not willpower, it's legend.
Yes, then you
that's what
can
I
regain legend. You get a choice of willpower, legend, or an extra experience.
I'm gonna do
3-die
legend
stunts.
because that basically completely gives back the 2 legend that I'll be spending on the War Master site, because yes. So yeah, I'm doing command, and what else for this roll for Clint? Intelligence or charisma?
Or No, I'll give you intelligence.
Okay, cool. Because yeah, since I'm trying to direct him on what exactly
Yeah,
to
this
hit.
is all like math based. I'll let you use intelligence. It's fine.
My favorite set. Where's my command? There's my command. Very fun. All right. Command roll. That's 2, 4, and then epics 7 total. So 3 extra die for Clint.
Very nice. All right,
And then-
that 3 will add to both Clint and Coda for
Okay,
their respective roles. Coda's
And-
got to make a yes.
I was gonna say, can I move that to that special spot where we'll be safe without danger, or am I gonna get swiped at?
You'll get swiped at, but like
I'll risk it.
mean, yeah, I was ready
I'll
to
risk
say.
It's like that, or get a building dropped on me.
All right, let me go ahead and do the swipe. Uh, 5 clear your DV.
It meets my dodge DB, but does not clear
Then-
my parry.
then you're fine.
I'm just okay.
All right. There's one more, and that's the one on top of Clint that gets to go before we start the next round. Clint, your DV's real low, buddy.
Yep, probably gonna hit me.
We shall see, we shall see.
If it's 3 or greater, it's definitely a hit.
Oh yeah.
That's 3.
That's 5.
At least, yep. Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 on top of its damage. Which is 8 d10. Well, the damage is 6 plus 2, so.
Oh, I just realized it might be too late, but I forgot to add the 3 die to the 3 die stunt on that command roll.
I mean,
If it's too
yeah,
late, it's fine.
You know, you can roll it now. It's not like it's
Okay.
it's not gonna make a difference for this.
1 extra die, so instead of 3, it's 4.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's 2, 3 plus. So that's 5. What's your soak for aggravated?
For aggravated, it is 4.
All right, so you take 1 level of aggravated damage
It's just such high soaks.
because it's got all the epic stamina. All right, Coda.
Yep.
Oliver just gave a command and said that Clint can bring down the whole building and take out all of them. If you stand in the right place, you won't get hit.
Perfect. She's gonna go stand in the right place.
All right. The thing that was on you is going to take a swipe at you. It's not going to work, but I'm going to roll it anyway, just in case.
Oh,
Holy shit!
I was even thinking in my head, and this is when she
I mean, I
rolls
don't think
like 4
6.
tens.
I don't think 6 clears your DV, does it?
It does not, but it
That's
was
still
nice.
a really good roll.
Yeah.
It's gone forever.
All right. She's gonna try again. It's not gonna work, but she's gonna try. Nope. Fucking whiffed that one too. All right. Clint.
All right, time to bring down that building. Looking towards the support column that Oliver had pointed out, Clint pushes himself up, knowing that he's probably going to get swiped at on the way. And with his giant toothpick in hand, kind of weighs the difference between throwing the toothpick through the pillar or actually hitting it with the toothpick and doing much more damage, hopefully. So he's going to get up in close. Does creature who was all up on his business take a swipe?
Yes.
All right, bring it on.
Your DV is not low anymore, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's only for the 1 round.
All right, so you need a 5 or higher to get me now. Well, beans.
So that's 6.
Yep, that'll do it.
Poor Clint. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's
All right.
Gonna
7 dice.
preemptively spend 5 legend.
Let's go ahead and mark that down now.
70-10. 4. What's your soak?
Oh, that's 4. Never mind. I don't need to.
Yeah, you're fine.
Sweet.
I will tell you that that throwing yourself bodily at this thing will do far more damage than throwing the toothpick.
Exactly. And Clint's going to kind of tap into that sky boon. Not so much because he needs to clear the distance, but to really put some oomph behind the leap that he's going to do this with. He's going to, sort of like an all-out athlete, looking like he's the football running back leaping over the line, just clears the gap, tucks his spear underneath it, or his toothpick spear underneath one arm, lines it up, and he's going to try and put his entire being through that pillar. Point
Got a
first.
linebacker, the pillar. Love it. All
Yes.
right.
And I'll go ahead and use another willpower to take advantage of the Valor.
All right. And you have 3 extra dice, or 4 extra dice, don't forget, from Oliver.
You got it. So that's 6 total extra dice plus the attack.
Indeed.
Holy
Oh.
cow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus,
And-
what's your epic strength?
We've got 1 in epic strength, 1 in epic dex.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. I need you to make me one more roll.
You got
Dex and... Call it Dex and Athletics.
it. You got it.
This is mostly just to see if you can get out of the way.
Will epics apply for this one?
Just
Got
the
it.
one epic, but yeah.
Well, I've also got the boon for my athletics.
Right, you do. So what is
I've
it?
got 1, 2, 3 from the epic, and then another 3, so we got 6 total.
All right. So, Coda and Oliver, you two kind of stand very close to one another. Coda, out of instinct, you reach up and kind of like put an arm up and over Oliver's head to protect it,
Yeah, definitely.
which is hilarious because he's older than you, but you're treating him like a child that you have to cradle against any potential damage.
Also
Um,
taller, but he's probably crouched down right now. Cowering.
Yeah. And Clint, you guys watch as Clint like struggles up from underneath of this like radioactive zombie thing and hurls himself bodily into this open doorway that Oliver pointed at. And he squares his shoulder and kind of turns and tucks his head to the side slightly, and his shoulder drives into this pillar, and you guys hear this snap of this heavy wooden pillar, followed by a groan and a creak, and then half the building begins to tumble. And the zombies, while much quicker than what you would expect from a zombie, are nowhere near fast enough to get out of the way. What's really funny is that you, in the falling rubble, can't really see where Clint went. And so as the rubble kind of settles and the bodies seem to just kind of like... You're not sure where they go. It's almost like they get absorbed into the ground or something, because there's not, like, when you look around for remnants of the bodies, there's nothing there. But you also look around for Clint and you don't see him. And then, Oliver, you turn and Clint is like standing behind you. As Clint, you cleared the building through the back door and then circled around it.
Clint
Your shoulder
wiped some
hurts.
Rubble and dust off of his chest. Of course, it hurts a little bit. Took a little damage, but Clint looks pristine. That's as he dusts the rubble off of his shoulders.
See? Told you you'd be able to show us your strength at some point today.
Yep, I didn't think it'd be so directly, but it got the job done. Wouldn't have been able to do it without y'all, though.
Good work.
Thank you, Mr. B.
Do you need some medical administrations again?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll pull up the med kit.
Int and medicine.
Okie dokie. Could I do another intellect virtue?
You could also ask Coda to help, because Coda is trained.
Oh yeah, Coda, you're better at this, I think. So Well, actually, I think it might be better than your medicine at this point. But yeah, I'll definitely have you helping me.
Yeah, I mean, human bodies are kind of like cats.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, I got hurt here, and I got a boo-boo there, and he kind of touched me funny here.
Touchy funny how?
Like, it burned when he touched me.
Okay, well, let's try to figure out what we're doing here. And she'll.
I would like you both to roll intelligence and medicine.
Okay. Any bonuses from the medkit?
No.
Okay.
The med kit is essentially negating your negatives because you're not
Gotcha.
working in a office or in a doctor's office or anything.
I see.
Oh, she actually does not have medicine. She has like science animals. Could I roll that?
I'll give you science animals. You
Okay.
really should have dots in medicine because you always end up patching people up.
That's
Uh,
true.
I got 4. Not as crazy as last time.
All right. Let's roll this. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, between 4 and 4, you guys managed to patch Clint up. Clint's still gonna be damaged, but it's not. Clint, you're a little bit more comfortable.
Okay.
I will say that what they do find as they are patching you up, and they manage to clean the wounds, is that you look like you've got radiation burns,
Nice.
where some of that like blood and gunk got on you.
Clint's gonna kind of help them out without saying anything about it, and spend some legend to force his body to heal more rapidly as well.
Okay. Do you have to roll for that? I think you do.
I believe I might. Or no, it's just spending a point of legend for 1 point of removal.
Well, how much are you going to get rid of? You're just going to get rid of the one aggravated that you have?
Yep, I think that's what I'll do.
All right. You guys watch as under your tender ministrations, the worst of those radiation burns seem to close up.
That is a lot better. I know you wouldn't notice by looking at me, but I feel so much better. Thank you.
Yeah. If I'd known we were going to be walking right into the malevolent spirit of a atomic bomb, I would have told us to bring some lead.
Why?
Lead
It
Because
doesn't.
it's a
Versus
heavy topic.
radiation.
Oh,
Mm.
Let's find the sword.
yeah. Is that thread still leading somewhere, or did it get cut off while we was fighting?
No, it lasts a full day at least.
It's a magic thread.
This one's only going to last us 24 hours, but, well, at this point, less than that, but it should be plenty of time to find it.
Sounds good.
All right. How are you guys going to continue on?
We're
Quietly?
not very good at sneaking.
Yeah, I think
So-
we lost that element of surprise at this point.
So yeah,
All
I think
right.
we ought to
Coda's
just try
head
to
is still in a swivel. Or swivel. A swivel.
Swervel?
swerve.
Coda, can you
Even
keep
more
your head on
powerful.
your shoulders instead of that swivel thing?
I
You're
don't know.
freaking Clint out, man.
It's kind of weird down here.
I say we could try to book it, go really fast, but I don't want to draw more attention to us.
We're going to be looked at one way or the other. The quicker we go, the less time they'll have to fight us.
Agreed.
Hopefully. All right, yep. Let's speed
I'll
along
run.
with it.
Run, but still head on a swivel.
All right, I'm keeping my toothpick at the ready.
So you guys are running like hell?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And Coda, you want to try and keep your eyes open.
Oh yeah.
All
I'll-
right.
I'll mention
on,
since
Mr. Beekeeper.
again I have multitasking. If I can, I'd like to run and also keep my eyes open.
I would like Coda and Oliver to both make me perception awareness.
Why did I say that? Wait, it's not gonna do any good. Why did I offer this? Well, all right, did some good.
Coda, with your dex, you don't I'm not going to make you roll to keep up. You're just not going to be able to be the one kind of dictating where you go. Clint
Wow.
and Oliver, Dex and Dex and athletics.
Dang it!
One.
2 on the
Keep up, Mr. B.
yeah, 2 on the perception, by the way.
One success. Well, I have a dot of perception, so 2 successes.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be rough.
So I only got 1 success on the dice, but that comes out to 5 total.
2 successes. Now I'm getting epics because no athletics.
Okay. You guys take off, and the first thing that you realize is that even with this thread guiding you, Japanese cities, especially in the past, were built with kind of narrow streets and lots of little like alleyways and shortcuts between buildings, and it's real easy to get lost in here. So sure, you're moving really quickly, but that may not be a good thing because you're pretty sure you've gone past the same place like 3 times. On the bright side, you don't see anything tracking you. You're just moving really quickly in kind of serpentine, but eventually circular movements, paths.
This way, right?
I fear we're going in circles. We might need to reassess.
Oh. Well, we're not relying on your magic string. What should we rely on?
I think we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm gonna try to like pull like a sheet of paper out of the satchel, grab a pen, and as we're going, map us as well, like where we've been, where we're going, and basically get a better idea of navigating this place.
Yeah, Coda
Okay.
will also like slash in when we pass a certain street, like slash part of the building.
Why
Or
are
like
you
the
trying to
floor.
hurt the buildings?
She's marking it for us.
Oh. That way we can find our way back, or?
So we know if we've already been here.
Oh,
But also
okay.
that.
Yeah, never thought to do that. That's really smart.
All
Thank
right.
you. Yeah, we keep going.
Okay. Oliver,
Mm-hmm.
intelligence and survival.
Oh, I actually have a point survival. Surprising.
You do.
Right. 4 and then epic, so 7.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Who else is doing what?
I think Coda's leaving like marks behind for us.
Okay.
And Clint's along for the ride.
And Clint has determined that he's not helpful in this instance. All right.
If we need a pole vault over anything, I can do that, but I ain't so good at the running around leading the way.
Cool. Coda.
The very same.
Perception and investigation.
Ooh. I've never investigated a thing in my life. 1, 2, 3. Just it. Oh, so it's if I don't have a dot in investigation, I don't get to use my epic. Is that what it is?
Correct.
Okay. Cool. So then... Wow. That's
Ominous.
foreboding. Yeah, but
Very,
all
very
successes. Just got 666.
How many successes? Sorry.
3. I got a 666.
I think,
Are 6 successes?
No.
Yeah.
7s.
Oh. World of Darkness.
Yep.
Okay. Coda, you're making notches on buildings. You have no idea if they're the right ones, but you're working on it. That's worth something, right?
No.
No?
Yes.
We'll know if
Well,
we've
Coda doesn't
gone in a
know.
circle.
All right. Thankfully, Coda is not the only one trying to keep track of where you're going, and Oliver did much better than Coda did.
I made a mess.
You guys hurry through the streets. Clint is mostly following along. He's got his giant toothpick out. He is ready to go to town and battle whatever might come out of the woodwork. You guys get further and further into the center of this ward, the ward of the Poisoned Sun. And as you get closer, that glowing gets more and more intense. The burning that your blood feels becomes more and more intense. The weight on your souls becomes oppressive. And as you all break into it's like a Zen garden in the center of this area, this like plaza type of area. You find that there are two figures standing in the middle. One is literally standing in the middle of this giant sand Zen garden on a large flat stone. And it's a figure that it's hard to figure out exactly what it looks like, because it's like every second that you stare at it, it looks different somehow. It looks like it's trembling or shaking really violently and rapidly. And whenever it kind of pauses and stops, its face and features look different. 1 minute it's an old, wrinkled woman, and then the next minute it's a child with wide, innocent-looking eyes, and then it shakes again, and then it's a young man, and then it shakes again, and it's an old man, and then sometimes it's tall, and sometimes it's short, and sometimes it's got multiple limbs, and sometimes it's missing them. No matter how and when you see it, it never looks perfect. It always looks like chunks of flesh have been burned away. And standing next to it is a woman who Coda and Oliver have seen before.
Oh, damn it.
What'd you say?
Oh, great. It's Gwen.
She's not pleasant company.
She looks nice enough.
No.
So her knife's in your throat.
Gwen,
Yes.
as they walk up, what do they hear you in the middle of saying to the god of the last breath?
So Gwen's standing there, her hands behind her back, just looking at this thing, saying, the gods, they want to keep you locked up here. You're dangerous. The things here, they're afraid. They're afraid of what you can do.
What would you have me do if you could have me leave?
Whatever you want. You can join us and be free of these walls. Be free of this place, and well, so long as you help to take them down, then you're more or less free to do whatever.
And you would offer me what? To join your cause?
Is freedom not enough?
I have no need to leave if I do. No one bothers me here. You are asking me to risk my existence for you and your cause.
I mean, I suppose if you're willing to throw away everything you could have, just be this. Oh, man. Well, with freedom comes, I suppose, the same thing that I'm after. Revenge. Getting back at those that wronged you. They're still out there. Those that created, and she'll kind of gesture around, those that did this, turned this city into rubble. But we could make sure that they're not just, well, we can do to them what they did to everyone.
When you see the eyes of this thing, and no matter what the face looks like, the eyes are always completely black. They're like dark voids that, despite the light that this thing puts off, the eyes almost seem to pull in any light that it isn't putting out itself. And it kind of twitches and shakes like it always has been, and you hear it make a sound that might be like an intake of breath, and then its head turns and you find yourself looking at two familiar faces and a face that you are not familiar with. You see Oliver and Coda, whom you haven't seen face to face since you had a picnic with them and Stefan right before he turned his back on you.
Oh, well, isn't this a pleasant surprise?
No.
Are you looking for something? Or are you just here to look at the ruins?
I would like Coda, Clint, and Oliver to all make me perception and awareness rolls.
Three.
Two.
Oliver and Clint, you're looking at this woman, but you look just beyond her, and on the other side of the Zen garden that she's standing in the middle of with this thing, is a sword. It's not in its sheath. It's buried halfway in the sand. Like this is where it fell when its owner fell. And it's been sitting there forgotten ever since. And Oliver, the thread is leading directly towards it. Unfortunately, you have to go through or find a way to go around Gwen and whatever this thing is to get to it.
Do we see any sign of the fallen scion?
You see what looks like it might be a suit of discarded armor, but it's hard to tell from where you are. There's no body.
We're here to pay respects.
Thought so.
In a way of it.
To whom?
Nanya?
We could ask plenty of questions of what you're doing here as well. Do we have the right to know your deeds?
Guest in my home. You were not invited, picked the gate to a place you do not belong.
Well, we're just gonna be in and out. We're just stopping by.
Uninvited interlopers. Why are you here? Give me a reason not to kill you where you stand.
Well, there's no reason to get upset or anything. Look, we were given a task. Sorry. One thing I learned, and I made a mistake just now. I am Clint Brazos, a scion of the Morgan. It's a pleasure to meet you. Do y'all want to introduce yourselves to this person?
My name's Oliver Bright. I'm a scion of Ogma. We were sent here on behalf of, assumedly, your Pantheon.
And this here?
And I'm Coda Massaquoi, scion of Bastet. And like Oliver said, we were sent here by a living from your Pantheon.
Yeah, someone happened to have lost an artifact, a tool, and that's what we're here to collect. We just want to help clean up and get on our way. We don't mean to cause no harm. We will be as quick and discreet as we can be.
We're meant to return it to the father of the owner so that he may have some peace in his mourning.
Or his afternoon, depending on.
Morning of the Euclid.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright.
Izanagi sends you to reclaim lost relics. Sends you to my home, not invited.
Well, what
You
can we...
damage my things. Destroy my people. Prices will be paid. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we are going to stop for the evening. Thank you for joining us.